All right. Nope.
This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, Octopus Car Wash, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, and Little Bluebird Studios. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school football on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Very good evening, and thank you for joining us here back at Snowflake High School, where the 4-1 Lobos are coming off of their bye week and are going to play host to the 5-1 Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. As I'm Derek Palmer here alongside Punt Cooley. The power rankings are out, and a little bit of a surprise punt as Blue Ridge checks in number 5, Snowflake number 7. And this is going to decide an awful lot about how these two teams are going to continue to line up in these rankings.
Absolutely. Two teams obviously very familiar with each other in the same conference or division or whatever it's called nowadays for decades. And both quality football teams typically year to year, so it should be a great football game tonight.
We're going to get you set up first with our Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car or just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware, your helpful place with 3 locations in Pinetop, Overguard, and Sholo. Beginning with the Yellow Jackets, where P.J. London is a quarterback, and he's doing it all.
Yeah, junior quarterback, high percentage for Blue Ridge coming into tonight's football game, about 68% of his passes. Also the leading rusher for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets with their running game. He's a big contributor there. And then defensively, also a standout for the Yellow Jackets.
So he'll be lining up all over the place. And joining him in the backfield and splitting out wide and all sorts of stuff is Damon Mitchell, the junior running back, who has the second leading ball carrier for them, but also the second leading receiver.
Well, a good athlete. He's a transfer along with his younger brother. I can't remember his name, Jimmy, or it might be an older brother. Yeah, older brother. The two Mitchell brothers coming in, I believe, from Alaska, transferred to Blue Ridge this year, and you can see there with his stats. Also defensively, Damon Mitchell, a big contributor, a real big key for them in their defensive backfield.
Moving over to the Snowflake side, where Ethan Ramage does an awful lot to direct the Lobos' attack.
Well, he's a good leader. You know, he comes in having played last year quite a bit. I think he started most of their games last year. A good average, 118 yards per game. Also, high touchdown to interception ratio there, 6-2. So that's pretty good. Solid contributor offensively, and of course their leader when it comes to running the offense.
Who sells the number one?
Brig Turley is their leading ball carrier, 414 yards, but 6 yards per carry, and he's coming off of his biggest game prior to their bye week when they ran roughshod over a team from Tucson.
Well, we saw them last time against Push Ridge, and he and his teammate Green both excelled in that game. They ended up both being co-players of the game. And what was really impressive about them is not just their contribution offensively, but the second effort. They're both really tough backs.
I think we are getting ready for the performance of the national anthem. We'll send it down.
At the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave
well done. As we're getting you ready for Snowflake taking on Blue Ridge, 4-1 and 5-1. We'll continue our conversation right after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on Night Talk 106.7 and NightTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Getting ready for Snowflake and Blue Ridge here at Snowflake High School, where the Lobos are coming in with a 4-1 record after their bye. 5-1 for the Yellow Jackets. 5-7 Blue Ridge and Snowflake respectively in the initial power rankings. As this one is going to be spirited as we're getting ready to meet at midfield for the coin toss. I'm going to ask Punt Cooley here if this is an indication if the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets have returned. Are they back?
Well, obviously off to a great start, 5-1. This is going to be a tough football game for them, though, for sure. I think it's, after watching both teams in different games, obviously this year, to me, the big key for Blue Ridge tonight will be how well they do against at the line of scrimmage against a much larger and a very, very physical Snowflake Lobo defensive front or offensive front, depending on what side of the ball are on. But I think the line of scrimmage play is going to be a huge key for Blue Ridge tonight. Obviously for both teams, but for Blue Ridge to really get that running game going, they're going to need their offensive line is really going to have to work hard tonight.
The captains are being summoned to midfield by Kent Powell, our lead official. This crew is from Flagstaff, and we'll send it down there to have this coin toss.
thing. There's no students. I can't do it.
Okay, so we're back here with the Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center injury reports. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game, and we'll send it down to senior field correspondent Ron Ebringham. Yep, you're good.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. They don't know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, so no Sam Montoya. That is
For
the
Blue
Summit
Ridge, yep.
Regional Medical Center healthcare report. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. I didn't see who won that toss.
So Blue Ridge won. They deferred. So it looks like they'll be receiving in the second half, and they'll kick off to Snowflake to start the game. We're having some audio issues that we're trying to work through.
So all right, it looks like Snowflake is going to be receiving. As the Lobos don't win the toss. Ashley, is that effects mic coming in hot? Okay, here. We'll get it all worked out. Thank you for your patience, folks. As the pregame shenanigans are winding down, and the Lobos have Ramage on the sideline ready to get warmed up. But as fine an arm as he has, this Lobo offense is predicated upon Brig Turley and Taryn Green. As going back to receive this kick will be Brig Turley, but welcome Chapman, who is a dynamic player. Once he gets the ball in his hands and does so in a variety of ways. When we last saw the Lobos in action, he actually iced that one with an interception. He's coming up to line up on the near sideline. Turley is at the far hash and set to kick it away as the do-everything player for the Yellow Jackets and P.J. London. Ball is teed up. We got number 5 and number 7. This is the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it comes to kick off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. As this was angled over to Turley, he comes over and hands it off to Chapman. He's going to cut up the far sideline. He's got some blockers, but he's met at the 25 and tackled forward pretty close to the 30 as Wallace will bring him down. That's Cody Wallace.
That's a nice reverse play or call by the Lobos on the opening kickoff. They get the gunners for Blue Ridge chasing the first man, leaving the runner up that sideline. But Cody Wallace ultimately making the tackle for Blue Ridge, but a good starting field position here for the Lobos at about the 29.
So that's where the ball game begins. 11:52 to go, and in the initial sequence, Ramage comes out, having completed 57% of his passes. He's good for about 117 yards a game. Both Green and Turley will line up alongside him as Ramage will use the shotgun. And Chapman is the lone man split wide out to the far side. One man in the slot instead. They're going to fake the give and go in that direction, whereas the hook and ladder where Chapman is going to get it on the reception, the second, I should say, is there's an awful lot of activity, and it ultimately leads to a respectable 8-yard gain.
Damon Mitchell ultimately making the tackle, but not after a big gain. Another Blue Ridge player was able to make an early hit on the receiver, but credit Mitchell for the final tackle.
Chapman moves over and will split wide to the right. Turley and Green again in the backfield as Green gets the call. He's met in the backfield but runs through the tackle and is able to fall over the 40. He needed about 1.5 yards and he picked up 4.
Cody Wallace and Roman on the tackle, but not until they do get the first down, as you mentioned. Good second effort by Green on that carry.
That's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down, same formation. Nope, there's a receiver split on either side, but the handoff goes Turley as he comes over to the right side where P.J. London actually lifts him off the surface and brings him down at the 45. It was spirited in a 3-yard gain.
Herschel Gregg also in on the tackle with London. And again, Snowflake, predominantly running oriented, they'll average about 180 yards a game, or at least they have coming into tonight's contest, compared to about 120 passing.
Handoff to Turley as he tries to sweep it to the near side, but he is met right around the line of scrimmage. Cody Wallace will bring him down after a 1-yard gain.
Wallace and also Herschel Gregg again in on the assist.
This thing is freaking out on us. All right, it caught up to itself.
All right, so this is a 3rd down now. We're calling it 5. 2 backs now again behind Ramage. Give it to Green. No, actually he pulls it back and tries to come to the near sideline where he's looking for Chapman.
Jimmy Wallace on the cut.
Jimmy Wallace there to stop him.
Wallace, good timing on that hit. Right as the ball goes to the receiver, he comes in to lay up the hit. Just not able to complete it, so Snowflake will drop into their team formation here.
Crockett is going to punt. Jimmy Wallace is now standing around his own 18-yard line after the Lobos pick up 1 first down, but nothing more. 10 minutes and 5 seconds to go as they're getting ready to hand it off to the Yellow Jackets. It's a low punt that's going to come up to Wallace on a big bounce, and he'll step aside and allow that to roll down to the 16. So the field position battle, at least initially, is going to be claimed as a victory for the Lobos, and they'll hand it off to P.J. London on his own 16. And wait a minute. No, there's a flag down on the far sideline.
Where's the white hat?
So it looks as if the official is going for Snowflake to come back and kick it again, and that's a big loss for the Lobos, as they had Blue Ridge pinned down at the 16, but are now going to have to kick it away again. Jimmy Wallace now walks up all the way to his 30-yard line after that low line drive punt took a big bounce. And there's the explanation. And it signaled to Wallace, if nothing else, that he doesn't need to give them as much time to levitate. So there the snap moves to the left. Crockett picks that one up, and this time puts a much better boot into it, though it's going to bounce straight up and down at the 20. So after all is said and done, the 5-yard penalty only cost the Lobos 4 yards. And here comes P.J. London to get ready to go. 9:46 to play in the first quarter. No score after Snowflake's drive. Let's see what the Yellow Jackets have, as London comes out having thrown for more than 1,000 yards, but 3 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. He's got a pretty big arm, which might be contributing to some of those numbers. He's also the leading rusher, 343 yards gained on the ground.
Well, and Blue Ridge offensively in tonight's game, coming into tonight's game, almost even between passing and running, right at about 180 yards average per game for both passing and rushing.
Got an I formation behind him as he takes a short drop. He's got Wallace here on the near side. Pump fake and now runs out of time. Going to try to get Wallace coming back, but it short hops him at the 30. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Well, smart play by Wallace, the receiver, number 23. He goes on that out and up and then sees London leave the pocket. So Wallace will come back towards the quarterback, just a little short on the pass. Otherwise, a very smart move by the receiver.
2nd down and 10. As this time split backs go behind London. Gives it to Marbella, who's going to go over the right side. and is good for, well, 3 yards.
Yeah, not a lot of room in that Snowflake defensive front for the Yellow Jacket running back that time. A short gain.
So 3rd down and 7. And a passing situation after the incompletion on 1st down. Split backs again. As a man comes in motion to the near side, he's going to act as a lead blocker as London gets to the 25, cuts it up at the 30, and finally gained tackled, but not before he gains 8 and has a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass 1st down.
Good lead blocking by a bunch of Yellow Jackets that time with London rolling out. Just basically follows that wall in front and does a great job. Especially after getting hit here, you can see him spin forward, and that's enough to get the 1st down.
8:48 to go in the 1st quarter, and after the Snowflake Lobos pick up a 1st down on their first possession, here are the Yellow Jackets moving the chains on 3rd and a lot. Now using the shotgun, London walks back, and he'll move back after another shift with an offset eye going to the right. Pitch it out where it's had by Mitchell, and he runs into traffic as soon as he gets to the line. No gain, but a flag comes out late. That's out of the backfield, and it's thrown right at all of that humanity.
And again, just great play up front by that Lobo defensive front. Number 60, Jordan Patton. Trevin Hensley, number 70 as well. Good job by those defensive linemen just sliding down the line of scrimmage and stuffing the gaps there for the Lobos.
Long conversation, but here's the explanation.
Holding on Blue Ridge, replay, 1st down after the 10-yard penalty.
So there is the first flag against the Yellow Jackets, and it's a big one, as it'll send them back to the 24, 10-yard holding flag. And it's kind of a little unnerving for the Yellow Jackets after holding and still having absolutely no lanes to run through for the ball carrier. So London again using the shotgun as he fakes the give, starts rolling to his left. He's under pressure, now turns it upfield, gets to the 25, and is brought down out of bounds. Taryn Green there with the stop, but not before London gains 5.
Well, it's a good angle by Green. London's able to outrun a defensive linebacker that actually gets into the backfield, but Green with the coverage, with that good angle of pursuit, able to hold London to just a 5-yard gain, so it's going to leave Blue Ridge with 2nd and about 15.
Mitchell and Cody Wallace come split wide to the left. 2 other men go wide right. From the shotgun as Mitchell goes in motion to the right side. And the handoff will go to Cody Wallace as he is met at the 30-yard line. He picks up 3, and here you're seeing how unfortunate, I should say, that holding flag was, because they would have had 3rd and short at this point, but instead they're looking at 3rd and 12.
Well, Blue Ridge starts out the motion to the motion, or the run to the motion side, but then the running back Mitchell cuts back, but just not much room. Good play by the linebacker, staying home and just shutting down that line of scrimmage play so far. Definitely in favor of Snowflake in that defensive front.
Man lined up on the right side of the line on the slot. 2 men split wide right, and from the shotgun, London drops back. He's looking in that direction where he's got a man wide open, caught at the right at the sticks where Jimmy Wallace needed 12. Oh, well, that's not a good spot. That is a bad spot, as he is going to be set up just on the wrong side of that yard marker.
So obviously it depends on where his feet goes out, because he was able to come down with the reception. He was tight to the sideline when he did receive that pass, but it is going to be very, very close.
They're already showing 4th down on the sticks. Oh, now they're going to go ahead and indicate that he got it. So he needed 12 yards. He got all of them, as that was completed between London and Jimmy Wallace.
That was a great route by Wallace. He was covered pretty tightly by the cornerback out there, but he breaks that route off to the sideline, and London with a good timing pass to find the receiver.
Another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass 1st down, 7 minutes and 17 seconds to go. No score here as Blue Ridge is in its first possession and moving them. Trips coming out to the left as Marbello is in the backfield. He gets the call. No, they fake the give as he's rolling to his left again is London, looking for a block as he picks one up, and Jimmy Wallace is going to be the initial man there. And now a flag comes out as London is fighting his way forward for 5 yards. But I think that this might be an illegal block against Blue Ridge when they try to get that crackback.
Well, P.J. London, after getting out there, just could not find any seams to run through. He actually does a great job here spinning back. But when you look at how many defenders were in that area, it's amazing he was able to get any positive yardage. But with the penalty, it's going to definitely change the outcome of the play. Not sure what.
We are really deliberating.
Well, they're talking to Snowflake to see what they want to do with it. They'll accept the penalty.
Blindside block on the offense will replay first down after the 15-yard penalty.
So move it back 15 yards. 2 costly penalties. They were able to play through the first on a hold and ultimately pick up the first down. But now all the way back to the 30. To move this, the chains, they got to get it out to the 48 and into Snowflake territory. So 1st and 25 with the clock moving under 7 minutes. No score, but right now the Yellow Jackets are having a hard time staying out of their way. As Marbello again, the single back. Everybody bunched up close to the line. Couple men in the slot on either side as London sends Mitchell in motion to the right side. Takes the shotgun snap and is pressured almost immediately. Starts rolling to his left and he's going to unload downfield and into double coverage where he's trying to get Jimmy Wallace, and it's caught at the 25. Oh, and he's going to say it was being juggled.
Well, I got to say that was a great pass by P.J. London to hit his receiver in stride, who had beaten the defenders. Good speed by Wallace to beat the defenders down the field, but they're going to say he was not able to come down with that reception. So good recovery by the defender just to get his hand in there and knock it loose.
Jacob Ballard there. That was a pretty good-looking dime, though, from London as he dropped that in between 2 defenders.
Well, and great blocking by that Blue Ridge offensive line to give London time, even though London ends up scrambling. Still great blocking at the line of scrimmage to give him that time.
Facing 2nd and 25, London takes a timeout. 6:33 to go in the first quarter. There's no score. This is Show Low Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
I got this. Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
I'm not impressed. I'm just saying.
6:33 to go here in the first quarter, and Blue Ridge is already using a timeout. No score, and the Yellow Jackets, who have moved the chains twice, now showing 2nd and 22 rather than 2nd and 25 on the scoreboard. I guess it was because of a spot foul on that illegal block. So man coming in motion left to right. As a short drop from London sets up a wide receiver screen to Jimmy Wallace, who slips through first tackler and then gets all the way up to the 40. He's able to gain, now let's call it 10 yards and set up now 3rd and 11.
Jacob Ballard ultimately in on the tackle along with looked like number 22, Shandon Hatch for Snowflake. But a nice reception and good run after the catch by Wallace.
Marks it on the 41-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. They've already able to convert on 1 3rd and long after their previous penalty. And that was another strike between London and Jimmy Wallace, who's going to come out here and split wide to the left. 3 receivers coming in this direction as London uses the shotgun, fakes the handoff, and again throwing toward this side, but this time it again short hops his intended receiver, which was Mitchell.
Well, and Mitchell ran the comeback route, little hook route, just not enough air on that pass by London. It does end up bouncing off the turf. So with 4th down, Blue Ridge will bring their punt team in.
Back to receive here for the Lobos. Welcome Chapman and Ballard. Jacob Ballard. As London puts a big boot into this, Ballard angling underneath it and will not call fair catch, and he's going to run along the 15, and he's all the way out there to try to turn the corner, steps through one tackler to get to the 20 and all the way out to the 24. He had to run about 30 yards to get there.
Well, and about 4 or 5 missed tackles by Blue Ridge. A lot of guys going low, and he's able to stiff arm through every one of those tackles, so a great run by Ballard, just to avoid getting tackled.
So out come the Lobos. Ethan Ramage is 1 of 2 for 8 yards. The bigger story there was the ground game not really generating the big surge that I think that was expected here, at least, with Turley combining with Green for just 12 yards. So they were able to get that first down. Going to send 2 receivers out wide to the left and then split backs next to Ramage, who's using the shotgun, handed off to Turley as he tries to cut it from the left to the right and is met at the line. And P.J. London there with the stop after a short 3-yard gain.
London and Herschel Gregg along with him on that tackle. A big hit on Turley. But Snowflake, their running game is clicking pretty well so far in this first quarter for the Lobos.
Same formation as this time goes Green. He again coming from the left to the right as he is going to go through the left side of that line and get stopped at the 35. Needed 5 yards. He got 6 to pick up a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
There's a big wall of blockers there for Green to run through. Enough to get that first down. Just great blocking by that low bull line.
4:44 to play in the first quarter. No score, and the Lobos moving the chains here on their second opportunity. Still using that same formation as Ramage from the shotgun. Again feeds Green as he spins away from one tackler to get to the 40 and all the way out to the 45. Picks up 11 and has a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
That was a great spin by Green. You can see the defensive pursuit here. Herschel Gregg comes in. He spins right out of that wrap and able to get an additional 5 or 6 yards. Just a great run by Green.
Lobos approaching midfield. This is the furthest they've penetrated. Now we'll put receivers on either side of the line with Turley and Green still on either side of Ramage. Handoff Green having to make some men miss in the backfield, but is able to fall forward down to the 50.
Again, Herschel Gregg, we've been calling his number a lot for Blue Ridge. He's in just about every tackle on these running plays. And then Roman along with him to finish off the tackle for Blue Ridge.
Isaac Dowley coming in to replace Green, who was responsible for those last 3 carries. And now they'll use Turley as he starts moving over to the 47. And now there's a yellow jacket down as we're being told, well, let's send it down to senior field correspondent Ron Everingham.
Yeah, number 30, Taryn Green is on the sidelines. He came off the field with a hurt finger, maybe a little bit of dislocation or something. So, and then we got Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets on the field, so we'll check in on that one in just a moment.
That's,
all right, thank you, Ron.
Christian Roman, number 17 for Blue Ridge.
He is lying flat on his back, his knees kind of in the air, angling to the right, and both of his arms spread out wide. Green is still being worked on the Snowflake sideline. Who's down for the Yellow Jackets? Christian Roman, sophomore linebacker, and they're right now looking as if they might be treating his head or neck area. And this is looking worrisome. Let's let them handle this. It's no score here in the first quarter. 3 minutes and 32 seconds to play. It's Show Low Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because their prices were affordable. I've learned everything about the hair, skin, and nails. I've gained confidence in what I'm doing, so I'll be successful when I get out in the salon. This is an industry where I'll always have a job, and a job where I can express my creativity and make my own hours. I have transformed my life by coming to NPC.
I chose NPC because it offers good quality education. Ultimately, I want to be a nurse anesthetist. This is the start to that path. And instructors want you to succeed, which is really helpful. I've learned a lot so far in just one semester. It's incredibly crazy how much I've learned. Northland Pioneer College is transforming my life by helping me achieve my goals in my career.
Well, the good news is Christian Roman is able to walk off the field under his own power, but it is with some assistance. As he went down one play after Taryn Green went down, but Green, I believe, he's still on the sideline. So single back set for the first time here for the Lobos. 4 receivers with 3 of them going wide left. Ramage from the gun, looking at a 3rd and 5 play where he goes over the middle where it's grabbed by McVicker. He spins over the 42 and has enough for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Great pass, good catch. P.J. London actually in early on the attempted tackle, but credit McVicker just blowing through that tackle. And Greg, again, Herschel Gregg comes over to finish for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets with another one of his many tackles in tonight's football game.
Green's back out there, lined up on Ramage's right. Handoff goes away from him with Turley as he starts left to right, goes over the 40 and is able to run down to the 38 for a 4-yard gain.
Dimitri Muncie, the defensive end for Blue Ridge, in on the tackle.
Second down and 6. With the clock under 3 minutes to go, there's no score, but now the Lobos are threatening as they again come out with receivers on either side of the line, and Turley and Green standing on either side of Ramage, who fakes the give to Green, starts rolling to his right, and a nice defensive play where he's trying to hit McVicker, but sliding a hand in the way was P.J. London.
That was a good read by London, as you mentioned, and he's able to actually leap in front of the receiver and just get enough of his hand on that football to break up the pass. Good defensive effort by London on that play.
Just in the first quarter, there's already been a handful of 3rd down conversions combined from both sides as Snowflake comes out with trips to the right. Single back set with Green as he is going to provide some blocking help for Ramage, who wants to throw to this near sideline, and it's instead intercepted at the 30-yard line by P.J. London.
Great read by London. He was just watching the quarterback's eyes and, again, steps right in front of the intended receiver once the ball gets there. So just a real clean interception by P.J. London. Great job.
So there's the first turnover, and it looked as if the Yellow Jackets were in the huddle there. There was nowhere for Ramage to go. Tried to overload this right side, and there was just an awful lot of traffic. So 2 minutes and 33 seconds to go here in the first quarter. No score, as Cody Wallace will be in the backfield alongside London, who just had that interception. 2 receivers on either side. Mitchell's going in motion into the right side where it's handed off to Wallace, but he is met in the backfield, but now he spins away. Coming to the near sideline at the 35. He's got the first down at the 40, and then out of bounds at the 50.
Yeah, a big missed tackle. Bradley Ruiz, number 76, their big defensive lineman, had Wallace completely wrapped in the backfield. But credit Wallace just staying tough and able to roll out to get a great gain on that carry.
That inspires the Lobos to take a timeout after giving up that Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go. No score. It's Show Low Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Show Low Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
No score, and after the Lobos penetrate into Blue Ridge territory, the Yellow Jackets have returned the favor using just one play, a 23-yard run from Cody Wallace that nobody on the Snowflake sideline liked to see. Quick timeout called, as now they're facing a 1st and 10 on the Lobo 48. The Yellow Jackets with an offset eye behind. London is going under center. Mitchell gets the call as he goes straight up the gut and is met after picking up 5.
Number 70 on the tackle for Snowflake, that's Trevin Hensley. But not after a nice gain there by Mitchell. Damon Mitchell running right behind that guard on the right side of the line for Blue Ridge.
Actually, 6-yard gain. As they come out in the same formation, Marbello is in front. As this time he gets the call, goes over the left side of that line and is very close to the yard marker.
Not a lot of room, but Marbello somehow able to slide through that gap. And obviously enough for the first down for Blue Ridge. Just a real quick hitter right up the gut.
Needed 4 yards. He got all of them. And a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down moves the chains with 1 minute and 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter. The Yellow Jackets now have taken the ball as far as they have down the field to the Snowflake 36. Putting receivers out wide to the right side. That includes Jimmy Wallace, who is the far man. Instead, they're going to throw it out where it's completed to Garcia, and he's got some room to run as he weaves his way down to the 30 and all the way to the 25. Inside the 25, indeed.
Well, that's a great call by Blue Ridge there. Jimmy Wallace was the wideout. He goes deep and takes the corner with him, leaving the field wide open for Jose Garcia to knock off that big gain after the reception.
So that takes him to the 22, a 14-yard gain and a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. Again, going with the offset I formation in the backfield and 2 receivers coming out to the left. Fake the handoff to Mitchell as they're trying to go over the middle where it's had by Jimmy Wallace. He gets hit hard, but he gained pretty close to 10 yards. Let's see where the spot has him.
Nice hit by Coy Swartz, the linebacker for the Lobos, but not until after the reception is made for Blue Ridge. So Blue Ridge doing a really good job on this drive. They're down in the red zone now of Snowflake.
9 yards on that pickup, makes it 2nd down and 1. Same formation as Marbello goes in motion. Instead they go with Mitchell, who tries to go to the right side of the line, and he didn't need a lot, which is fortunate because it looks like he might have just picked up 1, maybe 2, but it will move the sticks inside the 10 to set up 1st and goal.
Well, there was not much room there for Mitchell to run through. You can see him stutter step as he gets to the line of scrimmage here. Basically just finds a little bit of a seam to lean forward into, enough to get that first down for Blue Ridge.
That will be the final play of this first quarter. There's no score, but the Yellow Jackets are threatening. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
No score here to start the second quarter, but Blue Ridge has taken it down inside the 10. This all started after P.J. London picked off a pass on 3rd and 5. He's now completed 4 of 7 passes for 45 yards and is going to operate out of the shotgun. Sends in motion to the left to make it 3 receivers set up on that side. Keeper now, as he goes over the left side of the line, gets over the 5 before he is met by 2 tacklers. And will set up now 2nd and goal from the 3.
Well, Coy Swartz in on the tackle, a middle linebacker, but not until London is able to get into that second level. So as you say, it'll put him at about the 3-yard line, Blue Ridge, at the Snowflake 3. So we'll see if Blue Ridge sticks to the ground here.
I formation behind London as he gives it to Mitchell. Goes over the left side and into the end zone for the score. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
Well, that's just good line surge up front by the Yellow Jackets. Mitchell falls in right behind. You can see on that left side of the line, he comes right in behind those blockers, finds a nice little seam and able to punch it in for the first touchdown of the game.
So there are the first points off of a turnover. London, who had the interception, and then goes on that drive 3 for 4 for 33 yards.
Nice drive by the Yellow Jackets. Yep. Nice balance between the pass and run. Maintain momentum and no penalties, which
there's the big factor also.
Yeah, because the penalties have been hurting them on earlier possessions.
London in to try to punctuate with the extra point where the kick is up. And good. 7-0. Blue Ridge leading at Snowflake with 11:23 to play in the half. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Snowflake now trailing 7-0 after the Yellow Jackets go 70 yards following the interception. Talked about that, though, after it had happened. Ramage did not have an awful lot that he could have done with it, and I think that they were probably going to wind up going for it anyway on 4th down, kind of in no man's land there. So it's difficult to say that it was necessarily points off of a turnover.
Yeah, he saw the receiver on the sideline, but he didn't see the defender, London, cutting in front.
This Northland Pioneer College kickoff is angling toward Chapman. He's got to take it going away from the action on a bounce and now trying to run away from 2 tacklers as he fights his way down to the 15-yard line. But this is not how the Lobos wanted to start after they had given up that first score.
Well, actually a good move right there. Yeah, he puts the move on one of the defenders for Blue Ridge, but good coverage by the Yellow Jackets on that kickoff to hold Snowflake right at about their 15 on this starting possession, or this possession here to start.
So deep in their own territory are the Lobos, starting on their own 16 with 11 minutes and 15 seconds to play here in the second. Brig Turley out there with 9 yards on 3 carries. Taryn Green 28 yards on 5 carries and a little bit of a busted hand as Snowflake needs to use still another timeout. 7-0. Blue Ridge leads, 11:15 to play in the second quarter. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers, and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
He's talking to the lineman.
Snowflake used its first timeout after the 23-yard run that really got everything going following the timeout. And now using another before this play begins. And it didn't look as if everybody had been set up. Fans are getting a little bit frustrated surrounding us as their Lobos are starting again deep in their own territory as Ramage from the shotgun with split backs behind him hands it off to Turley, who has to spin away from tacklers to get to the 20. Now he's trying to bounce it outside at the 25, 30, 35 to the sideline. Hesitation to get to the 45, puts his head down and fights his way all the way to the 50. Well, so much for that field position problem.
Man, that's just all second effort. We saw that from Turley in the last game we covered. Just super effort. He was really swarmed in the backfield by defenders, but Blue Ridge obviously not wrapping up well enough. Turley takes full advantage to knock off that big run.
Mark down at the 49, and now Blue Ridge is trying to shuttle players out. Snowflake didn't make a change, so nobody was standing over the football, and the Yellow Jackets got a permanent timeout.
Trying to make a really late substitution. I'm not sure what defensive set Blue Ridge is working off of, but that was a very late sub that they were trying to move in. So obviously Coach London seeing that.
Well, I think they assumed that somebody was being shuttled from Snowflake, and it just wasn't the case. So they, I guess, credit Snowflake's coach for pushing tempo after that big run.
True.
Coming out here for the Lobos is Brimhall, who had his first couple of receptions in their last game, and now he is insisting on some chatter. And the Lobo fans now rising to meet his request. It's coming out here to the near side is Josh Solomon. We haven't called his name, as there's a receiver split wide out right. And the split backs again going to Turley, who again comes right to left, and he's into the second level at the 40. It's a foot race as he's at the 30, 20, 10, and brought down from behind by London. Down inside the 10 and all the way to the 8.
Well, and what set that up, I don't know if we can get a replay on it, but great block on that defensive end, defensive outside linebacker that allows Turley just to blow through all the way into the secondary. Had it not been for that saving touchdown by London, he would have definitely made it into the end zone.
43 yards on that carry, doubles his production out to 86. Ramage. Oh, that's not Ramage.
It's number 10.
Caden Cantrell is in doing the quarterbacking. And a flag stops play.
Encroachment by the defense, half the distance to the goal.
Well, both defenses are taking turns shooting their feet, as that'll move them 5 yards closer, make it 1st and goal on the 3. Hand it off to Turley, tries to go over the right side of the line, and he is marked down short of the goal line. Put him inside the 1, though.
Looked like an early hit on Turley by number 71 at his feet there, 71 for Blue Ridge, Ronan Palmer. But credit Turley again, just keeping his feet moving.
This time again with Turley, as this time he gets into the end zone for the score. A quick response for the Lobos, who have made it 7-6. And all of that coming from Brig Turley, who has the 1 yard score. He had runs of 34, 43, 2, and 1 yard.
That's just good line surge by the Lobos. Those big boys up front doing a great job.
And it looks like the Lobos are going for 2. Cantrell again playing quarterback with the split backs behind him. They fake the handoff and now roll into the right and throwing it into the end zone where it's converted. I can't see. Is that McVicker? It is. Well, now hold on a minute.
Well, it was a completed pass, but I couldn't see a flag.
A flag right at the goal line.
Yeah, they're going to call it against
No penalty on the play.
No flag, 8-6. Snowflake in front for the first time today with 9 minutes and 52 seconds to play. Oh, 8-7, beg your pardon.
Good.
With 9 minutes and 52 seconds to play, it's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
I got this.
Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free
Just call
dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
8-7, Snowflake in front, having converted the two-pointer. 9 minutes and 52 seconds left as they line up for the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. Back to receive, now trailing by a point. Oh, that one is going to get into the end zone as Mitchell was forced to spectate after that took a bounce around the 15 and then rolled all the way to the goal line to make it a long field here for the Yellow Jackets, but only 10 yards longer than they had just marched when they had went 70 yards for the first score. P.J. London's coming out, having gone 4 of 7 for 45 yards. He's also carried it 3 times for 18 yards. Damon Mitchell, 3 carries also just for 11. He has the touchdown. Mitchell is going to be the deep back. Marbello is in front of him as London goes under center with receivers on either side. Handoff goes, nope, they pull it back as London, no, the whistle stops play. And Mitchell was going to pick up a first down, but the officials had bought the fake.
Oh, man, that was, I think you're right, the back umpire for the defense thought the dive back was the one with the ball, even though there was the pitch that was wide open.
Jimmy Wallace is red hot. And now he's going to compound the inadvertent whistle by throwing a flag at the Blue Ridge sideline. No, but they've just thrown a penalty flag at the Yellow Jackets sideline. But you can understand why they'd be furious. They just had a first down taken away. So it looked as if somebody had bought the initial give when London had pulled it back and started moving the option to the left, pitched it out to Mitchell, who was going to pick up a first down, but as soon as Marbello was down, one of the officials had blown the whistle, which stopped play. And then somebody said the magic word on the Blue Ridge sideline. You'd like to think that the officials, having realized that just committed an egregious error, would go ahead and stay their flags.
We have a sideline warning on Blue Ridge.
So that is the best of both worlds, I guess. No 15-yard flag for unsportsmanlike anything. Just stay on your sidelines, and I'm sure the overall message is I've heard enough. But the message from the Yellow Jackets is I want my 10 yards. It looks like they're going to allow the 5 yards that were gained when the whistle was blown. So Mitchell gets credited with those. Second down, and, well, they're calling it 6. Rolling to the left. London is under duress. Now throws it off to Mitchell, and he's going to get hit hard after that ball sails on him, and it falls incomplete.
Well, that ball was a little high, but still very catchable for Mitchell. I think Mitchell may have been hearing footsteps, but a good hit, as you'd mentioned, by Chapman. End result is an incomplete pass, so it'll be 3rd and about 6 for the Jackets here.
See if Blue Ridge can pick up this first down, but not having that yardage gained on that first down play could loom incredibly huge as the ball game wears on. 9:31 to go in the half, and here is a big moment as they send 2 receivers out to the right, split backs again behind London, who gives it off to Mitchell, who tries to go up the middle and is not going to get much, maybe a yard.
Well, as you had mentioned, just not much room. That defensive front for the Lobos doing a good job of just sealing up gaps up front. So it's basically going to leave Blue Ridge about 4th and about 5, so it looks like they'll send their punting unit in.
I know I'm always walking on ice as soon as you start talking like this. And it just, those of us who were happy to see a competitive and exciting football game, it's so misfortunate that that first down run was not going to be permitted because of the inadvertent whistle, as London
Nice.
Kicks this one. It's high. It's hanging up at the 35. Chapman again opts not to wait for the fair catch as he's coming from the left to the right side. Picks it up at the 25 where a block in the back is going to be thrown. And now a hit a little bit tardily, but no flag on that one.
That was right in front of the referee. I wasn't sure if he's going to throw his flag there, but he ultimately was able to find it and pull it out. But a clear block in the back. You'll see it on the replay here for those that are watching the stream.
Boy, these.
Huh?
Can you guys watch the hold when they're on offense?
We have a block in the back by the receiving team. Penalty for 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Well, you got to hear a little gamesmanship from one of the Lobos as the ref's mic came on, and one of the players said, hey, check it out, I'm being held when I'm on defense. He did it politely.
Yeah.
Negotiating
with the ref.
The flag will move him back to the 27. The Lobos just went 84 yards on their previous possession. And with 8 minutes and 36 seconds to go, they take over, leading 8-7. Split backs again. Ramage is back out there. Receivers on either side. As he gets the snap and hands it off. No, pulls it back, goes to the right side where the pass is complete. And all the way out to the 35 for a gain of 7. Caden Cantrell there on the reception.
Oh, a nice pass. Hits Cantrell right on that button hook for a big gain. Nice gain for the Lobos.
2nd down and 3 as this time the give does go to Turley, who's met in the backfield and stopped for no gain.
That's Ryan Cox, number 85, collapsing down from his outside linebacker position. Doing a nice job of just shooting through. Actually, he's a outside linebacker, but just read it quickly, able to slice through that gap and get to the tackle quickly.
Turley's off the field for the Lobos as the single back will be Green. Men in either slot. As there, the shotgun snap had by Ramage starts rolling to his right, and it throws it just a bit short where Chapman was open in the flat, but instead it's going to fall incomplete as that one was coming about ankle high.
Well, and Chapman was running against the grain as far as the flow of the play, and had that pass been able to be completed, Chapman had no one in front of him because of the defenders pretty much all going the other direction. But ultimately does not matter with the incompletion, so Snowflake will go to their punt team here.
Jimmy Wallace is walking backwards at the 30 as this one's a little bit of a high punt that has him signaling fair catch, and he takes it at the 31, and now a flag comes out late. Oh boy.
Well, there are two players, Blue Ridge and a Snowflake player, tangled up with each other, and that's where the flag went.
I have no idea what this could be. Blue Ridge ready to take over with 7:27 to go on the half.
Number 30, Blue Ridge.
During the kick, we had a hold by the receiving team. We'll take it back 10 yards from the ball.
That's number 30, Jose Garcia, that they're going to be calling for the hold against Blue Ridge.
And that is what plagued the Yellow Jackets on their first possession. 10 yards, moving it back to the 22. Blue Ridge will start there. And they're trailing 8-7. London will use the shotgun. Cody Wallace is standing on his right. 4 receivers set, 2 on each side. As he looks to the left, it's brought in by Mitchell. As he goes up the sideline and was just pushed out of bounds by Turley. And it will wind up being a very short gain.
Well, that pass goes all the way to the sideline, but Mitchell, with those quick feet, able to cut up quickly. You can see he's making his move here, gets through the first tackler.
Hey, engage every time, okay? Engage every time.
2nd down and 7, same formation with 2 receivers on either side. Cody Wallace out wide to the right. Instead, London's going to carry it over the 30, where he will pick up about 3 yards to set up 3rd and short.
Well, and London will draw a big crowd of defenders here. They He has 2 lead blockers out in front, 2 of his running backs, but you can see the defensive pursuit here by Snowflake. Number 5 finishing him up.
Well, we
Mason
just
Carden.
heard one of the Lobos complaining about being held. Bradley Ruiz had his jersey being handled, as it looks like the Yellow Jackets want to take a timeout with 6:45 to go in this second. Snowflake leads 8-7 as we can take a peek at what's going on around the state.
Well, Round Valley St. John's, of course, one of the big local games. Those two are perennial rivals, but a close game in the second. Round Valley 14, St. John's 7, and then Payson Big over Holbrook also in the second quarter, 42-0. We don't have scores for those other 2 games.
I'll just say checked in on the power rankings. I think they were right around playoff eligible if the season had ended with the first revealing. But
they had the big season last year.
Yeah.
Surprised a lot of folks. Went to the playoffs for the first time in quite a long time, but they still have some good athletes left from that group.
I'm sure that doesn't mean a lot with your background.
Go Falcons.
All right, after the second timeout is used by the Yellow Jackets, handed off to Mitchell, who tries to come over the right side of the line. He only needed 1 yard, and he's got it.
Well, the ball squirts out, and you can see a lot of activity from the Snowflake folks, Snowflake players, thinking it was a fumble, but he was definitely down. And as you mentioned, down in a spot to get Blue Ridge the first down.
The Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. Only picked up 1 yard because of the fumble. Trailing 8-7 with 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And Blue Ridge going to keep everything bunched up again at the line. Pitch it out to Mitchell. He's trying to go to the left. Instead, cuts it up over the 35 and picks up maybe 2.
And that's just a big wad of bodies he's trying to run through there. And again, you got to give credit to that defensive front for the Lobos. Just outstanding work. Number 60 in particular, Jordan Patton, along with number 5 out there, Payson Carden, doing a good job of just jamming up those gaps up front.
Again using Mitchell, again going to the left, and again running into all sorts of traffic. He gets to the 40, but again just a 2-yard gain to make it a little bit more difficult. 3rd down and 6.
Carden again coming in behind to make that tackle. Carden, a pretty versatile player. He's quick on his feet. They use him tonight on the defensive line, but he really plays like a linebacker in terms of his instincts and his just quickness, sideline to sideline.
Receivers coming to the right side. Mitchell is the deep back as London's going under center. Wallace is split wide to the near sideline where they fake the give. London with time now starts to run out, starts rolling to his left, circles back and is going to go back to the far sideline where he's going to tuck it and try to run. Now he picks it up and he's going to throw it where he's got Mitchell caught at the 45 in Snowflake territory.
Well, that's a big gain for Blue Ridge. I mean, London must have run about 50 yards just to get in a position to be able to throw that ball. And a good tackle, actually, by Snowflake on that reception. Ballard with a big hit on the receiver, but ultimately a good play for Blue Ridge in terms of getting them down the field and getting another first down.
Well, London did almost all of that, keeping the play alive as he sets it up under center and will go to Mitchell as this time he tries to go diving up the middle, picks up 3. And now all sorts of flags come out.
Late flags as well. That's when the pile was growing. They saw something. They're going to call a personal foul on Snowflake.
We have a dead ball, personal foul on the defense, piling on.
There's the first 15-yarder against the Snowflake Lobos, and it's going to move it inside the 30. Clock moving with 4:29 to go, and a flag comes out, and I think these officials from Flagstaff.
Somebody's talking to the ref in the defensive backfield. So he'll quickly pull the flag. think it was Brigg Turley.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the defense.
That's what it was.
Well, that'll move it again. Another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down, this time into the red zone and down to the 14. And I guess if you could say anything, both sidelines right now are not approving of the job of the Stripes. I formation, and now moving from the right to the left is Wallace, who gets the call as he moves it down to the 10, and another flag comes out.
I think they're going to call that one on Ballard. My guess. We'll wait and find out here.
We have a hold on the offense.
Nope.
That flag came out after the play was over.
Well, there's some guys tussling in the defensive backfield. That's where I thought the flag was.
Well, usually that's a dead ball flag.
Right.
A hold.
It was a late flag, though.
Yeah, it was.
Really late flag.
And you saw everybody on Snowflake's sideline put their hands up like, what could we have done now?
Penalty for holding was accepted. It will be repeated first down.
So that moves them back to the 23. First down and 10. 4 minutes and 13 seconds left. Here in the second quarter, 8-7 Snowflake leading in what has turned into a spirited second quarter, where there have been one unsportsmanlike flag thrown, two on Snowflake. Nearly one thrown earlier in the quarter on Blue Ridge's sideline as the handoff goes Marbello. He's trying to just charge up the left side of that line, gets inside the 20 and picks up maybe 3.
A little bit of a kind of a counterplay there. Marbello just really following a surge of bodies. Tries to fall in behind them. Not much room. You can see here with all the defenders. Surprised he was able to get the yardage he did.
Blue Ridge really taking its time here, methodically trying to potentially make this the last possession of the half. As they're now approaching the line of the Yellow Jackets, facing 2nd and 16. London fakes the handoff, now under pressure, again spins away from a tackler and is going to be met, but gets away from another at the 35. All the way now approaching the 30 as he steps through another tackler. He's going to throw it into the end zone where he's got a wide open receiver for a touchdown.
That's what you call a scramble
Austin
TD.
Slaughter.
Austin Slaughter wide open, and that's only because, of course, the defense following London. You got to credit PJ for just doing an outstanding job of avoiding defenders. I'm not sure how he's able to get through all those guys, but ultimately on that scramble pass, the defense just loses track of all the receivers, and Slaughter ends up being wide open in the end zone.
Well, he had already done that during this possession when he had circled back about 20 yards behind scrimmage, and now going for the two-pointer after Snowflake had successfully done so. London takes the snap, goes to Mitchell, who is into the end zone for the score.
Well, and you can see Blue Ridge on that point after. They just overload that left side of the line and outnumber the defenders. And with that line surge up front, just able to punch it in for the point after.
They go 80 yards and reclaim the lead, 15-8 with 3 minutes and 3 seconds to play here in the half. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because their prices were affordable. I've learned everything about the hair, skin, and nails. I've gained confidence in what I'm doing, so I'll be successful when I get out in the salon. This is an industry where I'll always have a job, and a job where I can express my creativity and make my own hours. I have transformed my life by coming to NPC.
(15-8). Let's we got the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it comes time to kick off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona. Northland Pioneer College. PJ London is going to step into this one, and it'll be taken by Green at the 20. He's got some blockers. Now as he accelerates to the 30 and gets all the way down to the 40 before running through traffic to get to the 41. Ron Everingham was just privy to a conversation on the sideline. Let's send it down to our senior field correspondent.
Yeah, thanks, Derek. There's a big debate down here on the Snowflake sideline whether offensive linemen are illegally downfield on the scramble, and so the coaches are kind of irate about that. They think that that's illegal. So what do you guys have to say about that?
Well, generally the rule of thumb is 5 yards.
Yeah, you can't set. The offensive line cannot. I think is it 5 yards or 3? I thought 3 yards.
Well, if you're going to call it nip and tuck.
Nobody.
Here's Ballard as he comes off of the right side of the line and is stood up by P.J. London.
And again, a defender for Blue Ridge had his mitts on Ballard in the backfield there. You can see another missed tackle. That's Cox, Ryan Cox.
That's a tough way to gain 6 yards, but Ballard fights forward and picks him up. Approaching midfield after the great return from Green, who's going to be the single back in the pistol formation. Trips going to the right. Shotgun snap from Ramage as he drops back, looking in that direction where he goes over to McVicker into Blue Ridge territory and over the 45 to the 44. Pick up 10 yards and a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Nice clean route by the receiver. Ramage finds him open in that seam between the linebacker and the cornerback. Well-placed pass for the big gain. Enough for the first down for the Lobos.
2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second quarter, 15-8. Blue Ridge is in front, same formation. Now as Ramage again drops back, the pocket starts to collapse and he unloads, and just before he is sacked for a loss, Ronan Palmer is there to bring him down. The intended receiver was Taylor Flake.
Ramage a little lucky, actually, that linebacker for Blue Ridge. I believe that's Herschel Gregg. You can see him slide over. Almost got to that pass with a little bit quicker feet. Could have had the pick.
2nd and 10. Is there some more confusion along the line for the Lobos? McVicker comes over from the right to the left to make it 3 receivers on this near side. Ramage drops back again, going over the middle and throws it behind his intended receiver. Looking for Cantrell.
Yeah, they had a couple of receivers, McVicker and I think that was Cantrell. But Cantrell looked to be the intended receiver. That pass was way behind him.
So after such a big start, beginning with the run from Green, here in Blue Ridge territory at the 44, facing 3rd down and 10, and a little bit interesting that they've gone away. Brig Turley hasn't been out there throughout this possession. As there again with the shotgun snap, dropping back and now rolling to his right. On the move, he's got a man wide open on the far sideline where it's hauled in by Brimhall.
I think that's McVicker, number 84.
No, it's Jacob Brimhall. Rev Brimhall.
Oh, Rev Brimhall, yep. And a great pocket for Ramage on that play. He had plenty of time to find that deep receiver and put it out there right for him to run under it.
35 yards on that reception. It's Brimhall's first. 5 of 9 for 67 yards now is Ramage as Turley's coming back out there and will flank Ramage alongside Green, who gets the call, trying to go over the right side of the line. He runs inside the 5. Well, he approaches the 5. Austin Slaughter there with the stop to make it 2nd and goal from the 7. Handed off Turley as he gets stood up and is able to run through the initial tackler and approach the goal line. Stopped inside the 1. He picked up 6.
Again, great effort by Turley on that initial hit. Just keeps those feet moving, leaning forward, able to punch out another 1 or 2 yards, taking it right down to the goal line. You see London coming over to stop him from getting into the end zone.
45 seconds to play here in the half, and Snowflake is threatening. They're inside the 1. It's 3rd and goal. The Lobos again with Green and Turley on either side of Ramage, who looks like he's waiting for the clock to start. And there goes the count from the umpire as he hands it off. Turley this time going from the right to the left. He's in the end zone, but the flag is thrown. And this is probably a hold.
We got a player down as well for Snowflake. One of the linemen, it looks like. right in the middle of the line of scrimmage there. Yes, you can see
David Ruiz.
Number 68, David Ruiz, one of their linemen.
With holding on the offense.
So that will pull the touchdown off of the scoreboard. And Ruiz, well, we don't have his height and weight, but he looks like a pretty big fella, is not going to be available for this now 3rd and goal from the 10-ish. Call it the 11.
Well, you get a lot of bodies in the interior of that line, especially at the goal line. And it looks like they're working on his lower leg.
By the offense.
Good news is he'll get up on his own power and walk off unassisted.
All right, so Ruiz is trotting off the field. Looks like it was just a scare. And the Lobos, who looked as if they had just punched one in, are now going to be facing 3rd and goal from just outside their Blue Ridge 10, trailing 15-8 with 26 seconds to play, having already gone for 2, so it doesn't seem as if there's a lot of confidence in the kicking unit. So you'd imagine that this is probably going to be 2 cracks at the end zone as Ramis drops back, tries to set up a screen, now throws it out to Turley in the flat, trying to get to the far sideline where he's going to fight through a tackle and get it. No, he's out of bounds. No, he is in the end zone.
Just a great route with Turley slanting out. The outside linebacker looked like Ryan Cox, just not able to get out there quick enough. Turley just able to walk into that top corner for the touchdown.
So
and
now trailing
with just 18 seconds left
by a point, 15-14, and we'll line up to go for 2. Cantrell back in. Bradley Ruiz is up front with 3 men in the backfield, handed off to the left side where Green is able to power his way through and reclaim a 1-point lead for Snow.
Actually,
well, this is setting up to be quite a second half.
Yes, it is.
We got some emotion with some 15-yard flags. We got some curiosities with that inadvertent whistle. We got some offenses that are exchanging haymakers, big plays that are helping them go the length of the field just about, as both teams have a scoring drive that went more than 80 yards. And it kind of feels like at this point that they're still just feeling each other out.
Yeah, it's a good contest. You know, we talked about at the top of the game how line of scrimmage play would be key for Blue Ridge in particular. You just given the size differential between the lines, but it's been a real battle for both teams, and it's been a great contest.
Well, Coach London has been coaching up undersized linemen for quite a while. I don't
He's known for that.
I don't think he's too worried about that.
But it's still important for them, you know, to get that ground game going, and of course with PJ back in the pocket.
This is a high kick that's going away from Mitchell, taken by Jose Garcia as he is on retreat, and then goes up the far sideline. Still not brought down as he gets over the 25, and then eventually stopped as he got near the 30. So 10 seconds to go. PJ London's got a pretty big arm, but this is asking an awful lot. This is asking an awful lot of Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. Do you give it a shot if you just try to get 10 yards here and then see if you can get it in?
I don't think they're gonna. They're just gonna let it burn down.
There's a lot of bad things that can happen when those shots are taken, as it looks as if they're just going to take a knee and go into the locker room trailing by a point. And that is what happens, as the Yellow Jackets have been able to punch it in twice, but likewise the Lobos. The difference right now, 2 2-point conversions for Snowflake, who is leading 16-15 at intermission. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
I got this.
Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because their prices were affordable. I've learned everything about the hair, skin, and nails. I've gained confidence in what I'm doing. So I'll be successful when I get out in the salon. This is an industry where I'll always have a job, and a job where I can express my creativity and make my own hours. I have transformed my life by coming to NPC.
16-15, Snowflake is leading Blue Ridge here at halftime, as this one is right now being marked by all sorts of big plays. Over with the Lobos, the leader of those big plays is Brig Turley, who's rushed for 95 yards on 9 carries. He's responsible for both Snowflake touchdowns, as having a very efficient day at quarterbacking is Ethan Ramage, who's gone 6 for 10 for 77 yards, including a score. But Taryn Green, though he's only rushed for 31 yards on 6 carries, he set up the most recent touchdown by being one of the up men, taking a short kick and approaching midfield with it. Yep. So all these big plays is, again, highlighting Turley, 34 yards and 43 yards on consecutive rushes on the initial scoring drive from the Lobos, have really done the most to try to set this up. But on the other side of the ledger, you have Blue Ridge, who has the longest play of 19 yards, and that was on a scoring throw when London had scrambled all over the place and then back. to get a little bit of time to find a wide open receiver in the end zone. Otherwise, the Yellow Jackets are just grinding it out, though you got to go back to the way that they had scored their first touchdown that had started after London had picked the ball off to provide them with the opportunity to march in the opposite direction. So big plays, it's just for the Yellow Jackets, most of them coming on the defensive side.
Right, and that one touchdown by Blue Ridge, the second touchdown on that scramble play. So a couple of big plays, actually. Of course, the one leading to the touchdown, but we've seen a couple of plays from Blue Ridge that are with London leaving the pocket and scrambling. Those are hard to defend when the quarterback's not being brought down by the guys that are rushing, because it puts the secondary in a really bad spot. And with London's ability to either run and, of course, hit his receivers when they are open, that just makes it doubly tough on the secondary. But other than that, I thought Snowflake did a good job of getting quick pressure in the pocket. They just need to find a way to keep London in the pocket and not let him get outside, because that's when he can really cause a lot of havoc on that defense.
London has gone 7 for 11 for 83 yards, including that touchdown. He's also rushed 21 times for 4 yards. Damon Mitchell has carried the ball 9 times for 26 yards. He has a rushing touchdown. He also has 2 catches for 19 yards. But again, just really happily grinding it out are the Yellow Jackets, as it's been a little bit overshadowed because of everything that London has done, both offensively and defensively. But Ramage, while facing quite a bit of pressure, is putting together a pretty good first half here as far as his quarterbacking. He's missed a couple of throws, but they're asking him to throw it in some really dangerous spots of the field. And thus far, he's just got the one interception that really wasn't his fault, I'm going to contend, because there was just so much traffic.
Right, a lot of pressure. So, we talked about how Snowflake has been able to get good pressure in on London. They just haven't been able to bring him down very well. On the other side, Blue Ridge has really struggled getting pressure to Ramage, in my opinion. He's had good pockets, especially later in that second quarter. When they were going to the pass, he was able to throw from a really tight pocket and be able to look downfield and find those receivers. So that's going to be something that Blue Ridge, I think, is going to have to do a little bit better in that second half, is get more pressure on Ramage. Otherwise, you give him time, he will find those receivers for sure.
16-15, Snowflake in front at halftime. On the other end of this, we'll take a look at the scoreboard. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because their prices were affordable. I've learned everything about the hair, skin, and nails. I've gained confidence in what I'm doing, so I'll be successful when I get out in the salon. This is an industry where I'll always have a job, and a job where I can express my creativity and make my own hours. I have transformed my life by coming to NPC.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
I got this.
Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
He's because he's mad. You know, he's like
16-15. The Lobos are leading at halftime. The Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets poised to get the ball to start the second half after winning the toss. As we can take a look at a juicy scoreboard. Payson 4-1 and leading Olbrook, who is winless to this point, 48-0 at halftime. Sholo still playing without its quarterback, beating Winslow 5-1. Winslow's lone loss to these Yellow Jackets in the opening week, trailing the Cougars 7-6 though. There's no score. Pinion and Alchese at halftime, and Round Valley is leading St. John's 14-7. I believe those teams are 12 and 11 respectively in the initial power rankings. So any big surprises there?
Well, the Round Valley St. John's game, obviously they have a total half to go, but a little bit surprising. I think a lot of folks thought, because I think they're playing in St. John's tonight, that St. John's might get off to a quick start, but that'll, regardless, I'm sure, come down to the bitter end.
That's an impressive turnaround. As we were watching the Elk play last week in a controversial outcome, I guess is the way of describing that. And you could understand if they had been a little bit hungover coming out of that one, but instead shaking it off and are leading at the break there against their big rival. So
well, they always play really hard. Mike and I were talking earlier. Even if they may be up against a team with a little bit more talent or better skill players, or however you want to label it, one thing you can be assured on is they'll come ready to play, and they do play hard from start to finish. So that's why I think it'll be an interesting ending. St. John's, of course, with a good team this year as well, so that's going to really be a battle.
16-15 here at the break. Blue Ridge is going to get the ball first, trailing by a point. We'll have that for you right after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
I chose NPC because it offers good quality education. Ultimately, I want to be a nurse anesthetist. This is the start to that path. And instructors want you to succeed, which is really helpful. I've learned a lot so far in just one semester. It's incredibly crazy how much I've learned. Northland Pioneer College is transforming my life by helping me achieve my goals in my career.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because their prices were affordable. I've learned everything about the hair, skin, and nails. I've gained confidence in what I'm doing, so I'll be successful when I get out in the salon. This is an industry where I'll always have a job, and a job where I can express my creativity and make my own hours. I have transformed my life by coming to NPC.
16-15 is senior field correspondent Ron Everingham in the house. Yeah, he's in the house, but he's
doing makeup.
Not yet prepped.
Yeah, they're working on his. They're working on his eyes.
It done got chilly out here at Snowflake High School. Some of us are wearing coats like the others of us eat pizza. 2 at a time.
Oh, okay. That's a nice. You need to score some swag for your fellow Wildcat.
Nah.
That's what I'm thinking.
No, they don't give that out to people who throw shade at quarterbacks.
Oh, well, then I'll stop doing that. And it is, isn't it?
16-15 as the Yellow Jackets are poised to get the kick. What's the big key for both teams offensively?
Offensively, Blue Ridge, we've seen their ability to hit the big plays, but
let's send it down to Ron Everingham.
Coach, a comfortable lead here at half for you.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't call it that. Right.
All right. So what are some things that you talked about with the guys that have?
We just need to settle in. It's the team that makes the plays wins the game, and London's made some great plays tonight. He's impressive, but overall, we just need to settle in. We need to play our game. Just finish drives and take care of business. Same old, and we're so far we've been a pretty good second half team, and we're looking for that again tonight here.
All right, Coach. Good luck second half.
All right,
back up to you guys.
Another kickoff goes into the end zone.
Fire up! Let's go!
So they're going to have a long field of the Yellow Jackets, but this has not posed a problem yet. As London comes out, having completed 7 of 11 for 83 yards. He's also rushed 4 times for 21 yards. Damon Mitchell has 26 yards on 9 carries. He's also caught 2 passes for 19 yards. Jimmy Wallace, a little bit of a quiet first half, 3 catches for 31 yards. As he's going to come out wide to the right side, and Mitchell will be the single back. No, there's another player back there who gets the calls. Marbello is going to squeeze through some traffic and run over the 30 and all the way down to the 33, catching the Lobos a little bit flat-footed.
Well, that's a quick dive to Marbello, quick hitter right up the middle, and he's able to get through the linebacker second level before he's even hit. Got to believe a lot of those defensive eyes were probably watching London pretty close since he was able to put up some big plays in that first half.
13 yards on that Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down, as this time they'll give it to Mitchell. He'll try to come to the right side, but he is stopped at the 35 for just 2 yards.
Green and Bill Leasley. That last name threw me last time. Austin. We'll call him Austin.
I think it's Belial.
Belial? All right.
But I've been wrong before.
No, that looks right. Belial.
2nd down and 8. 2 receivers go to the left. Again with the offset eye behind him going in that direction as the handoff is fake to Mitchell going over the middle where it's caught by Wallace at midfield. Jimmy Wallace is there with the 14-yard reception in Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Josh Solomon comes up from his safety position to make the tackle, but a great throw. Spot on to the breaking receiver to the inside. So a nice pass play for Blue Ridge to get the first down.
That was really set up by that play action fake. As we've seen London do a great job both with that and with the option. As he's got now receivers split on either side. And again going with Marbello. This time, though, he's only going to pick up a few.
Big hit in on Coy Schwartz, the inside linebacker, comes up quickly. Lays a big one on Marbello.
Oh, he actually gained 4. He's in Snowflake territory as the Yellow Jackets are facing 2nd and 6 from the Lobos 47. Come out with a couple of big plays, first with Marbello and then a 14-yard hitter between London and Wallace, as this time fake the give with the option coming to the near side where it's pitched out to Mitchell. He's over the 40 for a first down and down to the 35.
Well, a perfect read by London on that pitch play. He draws in the outside linebacker that comes up to hit London, and he does get the pitch off for a nice game, but there will be a flag.
Look at that.
Back in the Blue Ridge backfield. So it has something to do, I think, with the blocking out in front. We'll find out here.
It will be a hold. So as had happened on the initial possession in the first half, the Yellow Jackets making themselves the victim. As that hold.
We have a hold on the offense. We will repeat 2nd down. We have a dead ball, sideline warning on the Snowflake coaches. Stay out of the 2-yard block.
Okay. So that was right at the line of scrimmage to make it now 2nd down and 16 back into Blue Ridge territory. Go the Yellow Jackets as the lead official and Kent Powell came over to off still a little bit more voices of warning to the Snowflake sideline. Everybody's already over the ball and ready to get it going as they're bunched up around the line of scrimmage. Man in motion going right to left as they're going to give it to the slot man in Mitchell, who tries to counter back to the right side and will gain maybe 2.
Well, a little counter action off that fake pitch, and Jordan Patton will come over for the tackle along with Taryn Green coming up with support.
Now, how large is that hold on the long run on the option play by Mitchell? Now facing 3rd and 14. They have had some success converting on 3rd and long, and it's primarily been because of the crafty playmaking from P.J. London as he's got a 3-receiver set going out to the far side. He's going to roll in that direction as he's trying to extend the play and now trying to wait for some blockers as he comes back to the near side. He's letting everybody run downfield. Is he going to try to find Wallace along the near sideline? But he was out of bounds.
Well, he made the right move, did Wallace. He was running deep, then he came back up short. And then as London was rolling out to the sideline, he went deep again. He just ran out of sideline, but there'll be another flag. This on the scramble, so most likely will be a penalty against Blue Ridge again.
I would imagine you'd decline this penalty. to force 4th and 14, do you not? Especially with the evasive P.J. London.
Well, they're at the 42. Yeah, it's going to be holding against Blue Ridge as we expected. They're going to decline that. So it will be 4th down. We'll see what Blue Ridge does
Block
here.
in the back by the
Looks
offense.
Like
penalty is declined. 4th down.
Looks like they will bring their punt team in. Blue Ridge will.
Well, that would be wise. As back to receive for the Lobos, Jacob Ballard and Welcome Chapman are standing on their 15-yard line. P.J. London, who does it all, is going to kick it away as he has a high snap to his right, but he's able to bring it down and then kick it toward Chapman, but it's going to be short and bouncing at the 25, and all the Lobos trying to stay out of the way. It takes a little Blue Ridge bounce down to the 20, and that is where the Lobos will take over with 8 minutes and 51 seconds to go, leading 16-15. So, here come the Lobos and Ethan Ramage, 6 of 10 for 77 yards on that first half as he comes trotting out with Rev Brimhall, who was good for a 35-yard reception. Didn't get his first catch until their ball game against Push Ridge, and since then he's been part of the Lobos offense indeed. As Chapman's going to split wide onto the other side of the line, Brimhall wide right. Ramage has both his running backs on either side as the hand goes Turley. And no, he's going to pull it back and try to leave this one up for Brimhall. It's a jump ball at the 35, and now a pass interference flag is going to come out.
They're going to call the flag. Well, they're going to throw the flag on Jose Garcia, who had coverage on the receiver. But as you can see, as he jumps here, he jumps into the defender.
Well, he did make some contact, but it looked as if it was when both of them were going for the ball.
So the defender is supposed to give ground to the receiver?
Troy, come here, bud. Listen.
Now, my dad always said that these things had a way of
Previous spot.
evening themselves out.
Defensive pass interference from the previous spot brings up a first down.
So moves it out to the 35-yard line and a Mount Mobile Auto Glass first down. Snowflake with the 1-point lead and picking up a bit of a break. As the handoff again goes Turley, as this time he gets over the 35 and picks up a yard.
And Herschel Gregg, number 66 for Blue Ridge, in on the tackle. He goes low. He's somehow able to shoot into that gap and wrap up Turley just as he hits the line of scrimmage. We've called Gregg's number a lot. He is the leading tackler for Blue Ridge coming into tonight's football game.
2nd down and 9 as the play is changed at the line. Everybody checks their wristband as it's going to instead go with Green as he goes over the right side, gets over the 40 and stopped at the 43. Shy of the first down, but sets up 3rd and short.
That was a great run by Green, but even better blocking off on that right side. I don't think Green was even touched until he got into the secondary nearly. Just a great line surge to allow Green that big gain.
Looking at 3rd and a long 1 as the handoff again goes Green as he accelerates over the 45 and is spun down at midfield, well, just shy at the 49.
Austin Slaughter will come over for Blue Ridge with the tackle, but not until Green, as you had mentioned, gets the first down. So a good succession of running plays here for the Lobos.
7:38 to go after that Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. The Lobos marching, leading 16-15. Coming out with that same formation with Chapman split wide on the left. They're going to pull the ball back and again go over to the right side where the pass was dropped. Cantrell was the intended receiver.
Looked like London on the coverage on Cantrell. But that's a pass that was catchable. I don't know if it was London getting in to knock it out or just couldn't handle it, but it'll leave Snowflake with 2nd and 10 here.
The Lobos kind of working behind the sticks here. As there's the first incompletion of the second half, and they're going to fake a couple of pitch runs and now throw it over the top where it's going to be dropped by McVicker.
And McVicker open, clearly open. Looked like he was ready to turn and run upfield before thinking about pulling that in. Just could not hang on to it, but a perfect pass from Ramage to get it there.
So a couple of drops, 3rd and 10. It's a little bit of a curiosity. They got running backs who have combined for 140 yards, but they're not using them right now as they got receivers split on either side. Green, the lone back, as they're going to drop back and again throw on 3rd and long. Moving the pocket to the right side and trying to get it to Brimhall, but into traffic, and Garcia, who just got whistled for that pass interference, is able to get in the way, and he is hurt as he's rolling around on the far sideline.
He came down awkward on that leg, did Garcia, but great coverage by him. Actually, that pass is thrown into double coverage, but a nice play by Garcia. Just unfortunately could not set his foot right or his knee. I'm not sure what they're looking at. It might be
like
his
an ankle. He is in a lot of discomfort.
That's
it looks like it's going pretty high up his leg, too. So the Summit Regional Medical Health Center injury report right now does not have a lot of
officials timeout for injury.
We will go ahead and take this timeout with sidelines. 7:15 left in the third quarter, 16-15. Snowflake facing 4th and long. After this, it's Show Low Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait, including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers, and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Okay, well then here you go.
All right. Garcia was able to get up and under his own power move off of the sideline. Crockett's going to punch. Wallace is back as there's a high snap brought down by Crockett. He kicks it away and moving all of his blockers away from it. It takes a lateral bounce and along the 20 will die at the 22. So the Yellow Jackets were moving back, and some of that with a little bit of a controversy after the pass interference flag, but they're eventually able to get the stop, interestingly, when Snowflake goes away from the run game. Blue Ridge has not had the same luxury in the backfield as have the Lobos, really relying on P.J. London's craft. Now he's going to come out facing another relatively long field as this one actually died on the 24. 16-15, Snowflake leads with 7 minutes and 5 seconds to play. And here comes London under center. He's got split backs behind him, a man in the slot. Now Mitchell vacates the backfield, pitches it out to Marbello, looking for some blockers as he runs over the 25 down to the 26, but just gains 2.
Coy Schwartz comes over quickly. Nice play to get the tackle. Marbello's down. I think he may have looked like he fell on that football as he came down. That was a hard tackle as well. Might have knocked the air out of him.
No, he's cramping up. They're stretching his right leg.
Well, in the last possession, Blue Ridge initially started moving the ball pretty well, but then those penalties they got is what really killed that drive. We'll see if they can get a possession here without any penalties. That's been really their Achilles heel so far.
Well, as they stretch out Marbella, we got a chance to look around here as Sholo is still leading Winslow just 7-6 in the third quarter. Round Valley now leading 21-7 at St. John's in the third quarter. Payson up big over Holbrook, 55-0, and then I don't know if this is scoreless or we just don't have an Altuve opinion score. No, we don't have that score yet. So they're still working on Marbello down there. This is quite a cramp. We're hearing that maybe the Altuve score is 52-6 with the Falcons leading. So Marbello is up, but he is not walking with any confidence on that right leg.
I don't think that's a cramp.
I don't think it was either. They were really stretching the dickens out of it. I can't imagine that they would be so aggressive if he was hurt. But he's not willing to put any weight on that right leg. He's trying, though. They're slowly making his way off the field. Oh, and he won't put it on the ground. He's not willing. Wow, we'll have to keep an eye on that one. So the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets have now lost their front man. Coming in to replace him is Cody Wallace, as he is in the backfield with Mitchell, facing a 2nd and 6 with 6:51 to go here in the third quarter. London goes under center and gives it to Wallace, who's going to get met by Bradley Ruiz at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
That play was going nowhere. Ruiz was right there as soon as the handoff was made. Wraps him up just as he gets the football. He's able to blow through the block. You can see there.
He's a big young man.
And just no chance at all for the running back on that play for Blue Ridge.
So both teams have been facing all sorts of these longer third down plays, and here come the Yellow Jackets, having not been able to convert on the previous possession. London with a 7-step drop and now runs out of time. A flag comes out as he is still avoiding tacklers in the backfield. Comes to the near sideline where he's going to unleash and short hop his intended receiver, but there is a lot of laundry on the field. Well, maybe there's just the one. But it seems as if this is going to be a hold against the Yellow Jackets.
And again, we talked about this at halftime. Snowflake's able to get good pressure on London. They're just not able to bring him down, but with those broken plays, and we can see here another penalty holding call against Blue Ridge as P.J. London is just trying to get away from defenders. And
holding on the offense. Penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
This is what we saw with the last possession of Blue Ridge. Those penalties just killed their drives.
Makes it 4th and 6, and trailing by just a single point. It stands to reason that they kick this away, as going back to receive Jacob Ballard and welcome Chapman. And taking their time to get to the line and now showing punt. London is back to kick it away. They're running out of time, are the Yellow Jackets, but they get it off. And the kick is away. It's high, it's toward the sideline, and it's very short, and it's out of bounds around midfield. And taking a long walk all the way to the Yellow Jackets' 42-yard line. And a very short field here for Snowflake, whose defense has to feel pretty good about itself.
Well, that's a big break for Snowflake for sure with that. We've seen P.J. London with a lot of his punts tonight do a pretty good job. That one, he shanked that one pretty badly, so it's going to leave Snowflake with great starting field position on this drive.
5:54 to go in the third quarter. Nobody has yet scored here in the second half, but the Lobos with a pretty good opportunity as the ball is marked at the 41-yard line, already in Yellow Jacket territory. 2 receivers to the left, and you got Green and Turley going left to right in the backfield. The handoff goes Green as he's trying to get to the corner on the right side, turns it up at the far sideline, spun over the 35, and has a 7-yard gain on first down.
Slaughter on the tackle, but I'll tell you that Snowflake tandem of Turley and Green along with the blockers, they're just able to beat Blue Ridge out on that edge, and Green able to turn up for a nice gain.
2nd and 2. As the handoff again goes Green, and he goes over the right side of the line and is still on his feet as he forces his way down to the 25-yard line and picks up 9 yards and a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Just excellent effort by Green. We've seen this a lot from the pair of those Lobo running backs. Just great second effort, keep those feet moving, and really make the defenders work.
No huddle offense here for the Lobos, as this time Turley gets the call. He is trying to run that same play that Green just had success with on first down, as he is able to get over the 20 and approach the yard marker and very close to a first down, but picks up about 9.
And again, Blue Ridge just not able to set that edge. Snowflake able to get outside with Turley on this carry, and another big gain enough to get him close to the first down.
Looks like he was pushed out of bounds after he picked up 6. Handoff goes Turley coming over the left of the line, and he will have a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down as he approaches the 10.
Well, it's a good tackle by Mitchell, but not until Turley makes that big gain. And I'll tell you, without that tackle by Mitchell, Turley looked like he had a lot of green in front of him.
First and goal from the 12 as the handoff goes Turley, this time going over the right of the line and into the end zone for the score. Touchdown from 12 out.
Well, that's a nice, efficient drive for the Lobos. They get great starting field position, but they are just running the ball very effectively on that possession and able to punch it in for the third touchdown, their third touchdown of the football game.
That is Turley's second touchdown. No, his third. He also has the receiving touchdown as well. So leading 22-15 and having not yet attempted a conventional extra point. There's some confusion about whether or not Ruiz is going to come out and offer as a lead blocker. Instead, it is going to be Trevin Hensley who will be the late one off of the sideline. They're huddling up all the way back at the 20 and then come down to the 3rd, and a flag comes out for delay of game.
Dead ball, delay of game.
Can't been serve as the quarterback here inside the 5.
Well, they have Taylor Flake, though, it looks like.
Okay.
Play. Or they're, okay.
All right, so this is going to be an extra point attempt.
Like a kick.
So
the
Crockett,
first time we've seen them kick the point after.
Crockett set to kick it away. As the snap is down, the kick is away and slow and blocked and no good. But they do lead by a touchdown, 22-15 with 4 minutes and 31 seconds to play here in the third quarter. It's Show Low Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Show Low Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Show Low Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Show Low Ford has the best deal. Show Low Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showlowford.com.
The Yellow Jackets have been able to move the chains on both of their possessions here in the second half, but just once in each. This is starting to feel like a pretty important possession here as Crockett is ready with the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it comes time to kick off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. Is this one angling to the right? Mitchell's going to take this one around the 5. Waits as his wedge sets up as he gets over the 20 to the 25. And we'll start it off here for the Yellow Jackets at the 26-yard line.
Red Brimhall for the Lobos coming up to make that tackle. Blue Ridge will start at about their 27, as you had mentioned. So we'll see what they can do with this possession here. It's getting to a point where they're going to have to be able to move the ball. Their last 2 possessions, penalties have killed their drives for the most part. But Blue Ridge is definitely in a situation here, down 22-15. We'll see what they can do here.
London comes out. He's only completed 1 pass here in the second half. And he may be out without Marbello as he's going to turn and give to Mitchell, who tries to find some little space over the left of the line. Falls down after a 4 or 5 yard gain. Didn't look pretty, but he was able to be efficient with it as he picks up, well, I think he got 5.
Well, he does a good job. Does Mitchell just waiting for his blocker to set up on that outside and then cuts up field for a nice gain by Blue Ridge.
Make it 2nd and 4, all the way out for a 6-yard gain. With the same formation, everybody bunched up close to the line. Mitchell goes in motion right to left as the handoff instead goes Wallace as he is met at the line of scrimmage and dropped for just a 1-yard gain.
Well, that time, Ruiz and company up front just sealed off the gaps at the line of scrimmage and really no room for Wallace to run through that time. You can see them just jamming every gap right at the line of scrimmage. Great defensive line play by the Lobos.
3rd down and 2. And a big play here, trailing 22-15 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Split backs going behind London, 2 receivers wide left. London under center as he fakes the give, now throwing in that direction where he's got a man with space as Wallace has that caught at the 35 and tripped up at the 20.
And that's just Wallace running a go route down the sideline. London didn't look anywhere else. It does a great job of getting air under that pass and just letting the receiver, you can see him outrun the secondary, just rides right under the football for a big gain. These big plays are really what keeping Blue Ridge alive.
That one goes for 45 yards. Now 142 yards on the day for London, who's already under center. This time his 2 receivers coming wide to the right. Handoff instead goes Mitchell as he gets held up at the line of scrimmage and still falls forward to the 15 to pick up 4.
Again, not a lot of room for these Blue Ridge running backs to run through, but Mitchell, credit him, he finds enough of a seam to knock off about a 3-yard gain.
2nd and 6, though, trailing 22-15 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. And whenever the Yellow Jackets have been up against it and in need, P.J. London has been able to provide. That time he didn't necessarily have to scramble at all. They just set that up on 3rd and short, and he and his receiver made a play down the sideline. Now Wallace again lines up on that far sideline as they give it instead to Mitchell, who's going to try to find some space over the left of the line, picks up another 3 or 4 yards to set up 3rd and short.
Again, I know I keep repeating myself, but this Blue Ridge will get 3, maybe 4 yards, but they're really having to work hard for those yards against that Snowflake defensive front. Big play here for the Yellow Jackets.
Flags come out as London has the 1st down, but this might be a procedure penalty. I don't know if they had enough men on the line.
That's going to hurt. That's a big play there for the Yellow Jackets. Had the flag not flown, they would have got the 1st down, but we'll see what the referee says here.
Illegal formation on the offense.
Well, the Lobos are clapping, but they just dodged one. As it's going to now be 3rd and 8.
Legal formation on the offense, 3rd down over.
That penalty hurts, obviously the drive not over for Blue Ridge, but to go now 3rd and about 8. We'll see what they go to here play-wise.
90 seconds to go in the 3rd. Jimmy Wallace is coming out wide right. He's got single coverage over here. There's now a man coming in motion left to right. London instead looking away as they're going into the end zone where the pass is broken up.
Well, he had Cox.
Welcome
open.
Chapman was able to knock it away.
Cox, one of the taller players out there, he gets the ball up. A well-placed pass with that taller receiver. But great defensive play. He'll put a hit on the receiver just as the ball gets there. You can see Cox just could not bring it in.
Ryson Stewart was also there and disrupting. So now 4th and 8, trailing 22-15, and no sign of the field goal unit. Wallace again coming out with single coverage on the near side and sets again with the same play and right through Cox's hands. Chapman was a little bit late there, but he was again disruptive.
Cox just couldn't get his hands out. It looked like he got tied up a little bit with the defender, Chapman, but no flags or anything, so it'll go over on downs to the Lobos.
It would have been a 34-yard field goal. What do you think?
I don't know much about their field goal game.
No, it would have been a London effort, but I don't know. I guess we can speculate about that because the Lobos are already at the line. with 1:11 left in the third quarter, leading 22-15 as that one goes to the right, and Turley picks up 3. It seemed as if that might have been at the very edge of London's leg, but I
just have not seen him kick enough to know whether that would have been in his wheelhouse, but they're down 7. And really, if Snowflake here, if they can keep that running game going like they had in that last possession, they can really put Blue Ridge in a bad spot if they're able to just keep chopping time off the clock.
Well, they're throwing this one into traffic. No good, as the pass was intended for Brimhall, and a flag comes out from the far sideline, and it's going to be a hold.
Yeah, I thought for a while there that might be – that was a great defensive play by Wallace on the coverage. You can see him close the distance here and go up for the ball. Nice read by him. Good quickness to close the distance and get to that football.
Holding on the offense. Repeat second down.
So a hold now pushes them behind the sticks. 2nd and 16 with 24 seconds to go in the third quarter. 22-15. Snowflake leading Blue Ridge. Yellow Jackets just were not able to convert on 3rd and then 4th and 8 after a first down looked like it had been converted, but a procedure penalty because of an illegal formation negated. So now faking the handoff and trying to set up the screen. It goes over to Turley on the far side of the field, but it's well played
and a fumble
by the Yellow Jackets. There's a fumble where the Yellow Jackets are saying that they have recovered, and a flag comes out as well. So a lot to sort through.
Unless they're saying the receiver was down, but there was definitely a loose football.
And
looks like we have a Blue Ridge player down as well.
Yes. Okay, so I think the first matter that needs to be covered is who recovered the football, or if he was down.
Holding on the offense, declined. We have a turnover. First down.
And kind of buried the lead there.
That was a downer.
Okay, so the turnover is going to give Blue Ridge the ball in the red zone, and as they are tending to one of the fallen Yellow Jackets, we can take a look at the scoreboard. Winslow has taken an 8-7 lead using a safety now, leading by a point in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes to go. Payson still leading Holbrook big, and Round Valley holding on to their 2-touchdown edge over St. John's. So now right back roughly in the same neighborhood where they were, 14-yard line, 1st and 10, 22-15 score, and the Yellow Jackets with a chance to tie it up. Movement behind the line as Mitchell is going to go over to the slot on the right side, where London now calling his own number, looking for his blockers as he turns it up over the 15 and gets down to the 10.
Hatch comes up along with Carden on the tackle for Snowflake, and Blue Ridge overloading in that formation to the right side. But still, good defensive coverage for the most part by the Lobos. Just not a lot of room for London to run through there.
That's going to set up the final period with Blue Ridge deep in Snowflake territory after the turnover, trailing 22-15. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
22-15 as the Lobos turn it over for the second time late in the third quarter. And that came after a hold, which had pushed them even further back toward their end zone. And it sounds as well. No, we don't have time for that. Beg your pardon. As there's some confusion about who should be in and off of the line for the Lobos, as Jordan Patton was initially running off, and then he's told to come back. So the Lobos do have 11 players out there. 2nd down and 5 from the 10. As London just kept it on the previous pass, now fakes the handoff, and he's running into pressure, and nearly stepped after that tackle, but is instead brought down by Payson Carden.
It's either weather,
big sack. Finally, we've seen Snowflake have success getting into the pocket and making PJ scramble, London scramble, but this time they were able to finally bring him down, and that's a huge loss.
Well, this time he broke down his pursuit and didn't allow him to slide out of it. If nothing else, he was just going to force a bad pass, but he then just continued to gradually pursue him and run right into the sack. So now 3rd down and 20, moving it all the way back to the 24. London from the shotgun. Moves the pocket to the left as he's looking into the end zone. Well, no, he's in front of it now as it's dove upon by Mitchell and caught at the 11, but that's well short of a 1st down.
Again, good pressure coming up on London as he's rolling out. He had to cut that pass loose with the pressure coming. A good completion, but still that pressure from Snowflake is making a difference in terms of how well Blue Ridge is able to develop their passing game.
So this would be a 31-yard field goal. And it doesn't look as if the Yellow Jackets have the confidence here either. Trailing by a touchdown. Wallace is in the backfield, ready to set up the pistol formation. Trips going to the right side. And now play is blown dead as a timeout is taken by Blue Ridge. And I believe we have a scoring update. Sholo has possession with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, trailing 8-7, following a Winslow safety. Everything else remains as was. That's a final with Payson beating Holbrook 62-16. The Longhorns now 5-1. And Round Valley poised to pick up a big win. That's going to make a big difference here, getting that W once the regular season is completed.
That's a big win.
Oh, and I'll just say 52 and Pinion 6. Yes, forgot that one. Sorry. Sorry out there, Falcon faithful.
Just looking out for the homies, man.
So if you are the Yellow Jackets, you need to get just under 10 yards. You're going to, again, move your best receiver and Jimmy Wallace out wide to the right. He is closest to the far sideline as London uses the shotgun and starts rolling in that direction. Now he's going to tuck it and run as he cuts back going over the left side and brought down just inside the 10 and is not going to have enough for the 1st down. Oh, and a flag comes out.
Late flag, a very late flag.
It looks like a 6 or 7 yard gain.
Well, good speed by London, as we could see, having to run all the way across the field. He knew where the 1st down marker was. He knew where he needed to get, but good pursuit by Green. The key here is what the flag's about.
The flag comes out. There wasn't any sort of conversation between the players. Well, I guess maybe there were some celebrating
Lobos. If you
Lobos.
look at body language, it looks like it might go against Snowflake here.
Dead ball penalty after the play. Sideline, unsportsmanlike, sideline interference. 15 yards on Snowflake.
So they've already been given one sideline warning, but who was this on?
Snowflake.
I know, but can we see a replay? It didn't seem as if there was anybody that had really drifted down that far.
And where the ball went out of bounds? there shouldn't be any players or.
Well, now hold on a minute. So they're going to say that it was after the play had been dead, so it's still going to be Snowflake ball. It's just going to be half the distance to the goal.
I know it's not hard to control, but.
So move it back inside the 5 for the Lobos. They get the stop. The penalty is thrown against the bench, and it makes it 1st and 10 from the 3. As Ramage comes out to quarterback, deep in his own territory, leading 22-15. Now a broken play as he's going to be brought down in the end zone for a safety.
That's a big play there for Blue Ridge, and it was definitely a broken play. You can see Ramage going the wrong way from his backs, and who is that? Cody Wallace? Cody Wallace crashes in from the outside to get the tackle. Right, not only do you get the points, but now they're going to give the ball back to Blue Ridge. That's a huge swing there. Big play for the Yellow Jackets.
And it comes after the sideline picks up that unsportsmanlike
I'm wondering
flag.
if they were confused. Well, they weren't real focused offensively on what was going on. I'm not sure where the breakdown was, but clearly a broken play, and Blue Ridge takes full advantage of it by getting the sack in the end zone.
Well, that means that the Yellow Jackets can make this a field goal ball game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, and the Lobos have not had any confidence in their kicking game. So regardless of what happens here, if the Yellow Jackets are able to get it in there, it seems as if the Lobos are going to have to
the Blue Ridge, though, is going to need to put a drive together. They've really struggled to do that so far. Well, they haven't done it at all in the second half, either because of penalties or other issues going on that just have crashed their offense, but they're going to have to put a drive together here.
Crockett kicks as deep as Mitchell, and this one is boomed. It's between his hands, and he drops it just inside the 20. Jimmy Wallace is going to pick it up, survey, and start moving to his right. Now finds some blockers as he cuts back at the 25 to the 30, 35, and out of bounds. Shy of the 40, but excellent field position here for the Yellow Jackets with just under 10 minutes to play.
Well, a nice job reversing field. Not easy to do with a speedy team like Snowflake, but he's able to find enough of a seam to get at least better possession.
Let's send it down to Ron Everingham. Oh, no, we will not do that. .9:55 to go, 22-17 as London comes to scrimmage. Going to go under center with an offset eye behind him, and Wallace the lone man as they give it to Cody Wallace as he explodes over the right side of the line, gets into the Snowflake territory, and all the way down to the 47.
Well, we talked about second effort with these Lobo backs. We can see some there from Cody Wallace. He'll hit the safety here, keeps those feet moving, gets another 4 or 5 yards. Just great work by him.
So quickly right back into Lobo territory after that Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go, trailing 22-17. Wallace in there for the injured Marbello as they are going to give it to him again, but this time he's going to be wrapped up as I think Ruiz was blowing that play up.
Yeah, he had no place to go after that handoff. Bad read. Yeah, exactly. Handed off. London probably easy to say from up here, right? Probably should have hung onto that and had opening out on that edge, but great defensive coverage by the Lobos.
.22-17 still, facing second and long as London's going to set up the pistol. He's got Wallace behind him. This time fake the give as they want to swing it out wide. Jimmy Wallace has this one. Mitchell actually as he catches that one and then goes over the 35 and has a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
We've seen that play a couple of times from Blue Ridge, and every time they've run it, it's been wide open. They send that wide receiver out takes the corner with him, leaves that shorter route, and that's been open a couple of times now for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets.
8 minutes and 23 seconds left as this time the give goes to Cody Wallace, and he again bounces off some tacklers as he goes up the center of the line and picks up 3.
Well, with just over 8 minutes left in this quarter, the fourth quarter, if Blue Ridge can sustain a drive here, not only obviously they'll need the touchdown, but if they can get points up, they'll also get in a position of shaving a fair amount of time off the clock and putting Snowflake in a real pinch.
2nd down and 7. 2 receivers coming out to the near side, offset eye behind London, who's going to drop back. Some pressure coming, and he's going to have time to set it up and unload as he's looking into the end zone where it's just short and incomplete as Wallace was the intended receiver.
Again, London on this play has time, good blocking. He sets up in the pocket. Just can't get that pass deep enough, but able to find the receiver in the end zone. Just not able to hook up.
3rd and 7 from the 29. This is 4-down territory. Still haven't broken huddle as there's 7:36 to go and they're down 5. London again from the pistol. He's got his 2 receivers coming out to the left. Fake the handoff. Now under pressure as he's going to avoid the first tackler. Now he's going to be pursued by 2 others. Still looking downfield as he leaves this one up. He's got Wallace on the near sideline, caught inside the 20. Makes a man miss to get to the 10 before finally being tripped up.
Solomon with the tackle ultimately, Josh Solomon on the tackle, but a great move by Wallace. And just outstanding work by London to find the receiver downfield. Big play there for the Yellow Jackets to keep this drive alive.
190 yards, 12 of 20 is P.J. London. 112 yards on 6 catches is Jimmy Wallace. And back into the red zone go the Yellow Jackets. 1st and 10 from the 12 as this time the give is to Wallace as he can't get much. Bradley Ruiz there to make the stop for a loss. No, he got 2 yards.
Again, those interior running plays tonight have just been tough going for the Jackets. Not a lot of room with that defensive front for the Lobos doing an outstanding job of sealing off those inside gaps.
2nd down and 9 with 6.5 minutes to go, and Blue Ridge trying to take as much time as possible to not leave the Lobos with much to work with after the safety set him up with a short field following the great return from Jimmy Wallace. And now flags come out as it looked as if there might have been movement.
Yeah, they got motion, false start. Just not good execution by the Yellow Jackets there.
Dead ball, legal procedure on the offense, 5-yard penalty.
This is their 3rd trip into the red zone here in the second half, and still looking for their first point. And this is their 2nd procedure penalty in the red zone.
Yeah, penalties have just been killing them, or killing their drives at least.
This one moves it back to the 16, 2nd and 14, as Mitchell and Cody Wallace are in the backfield with London under center. Short drop as he's pressured from behind and brought down for a big loss. Welcome Chapman coming off the edge.
That's a blindside blitz from the outside. Chapman, you'll see him come out of the screen here. No one on him. Quickly gets to London, wraps him up and sacks him. That's a big defensive play there.
Wow, what a great call. They have not shown that blitz all day. So now 3rd down. Ball is marked at the 25. They got to get it inside the 5.
We'll see.
So they're calling it 3rd and 20.
See if Snowflake brings pressure again, blitz pressure.
Got 4 down linemen and a little bit of a delayed blitz coming in as London starts running out of time, retreating at the 40, running along the 45 with his eyes downfield. He throws this one toward the far sideline, but there's nothing doing.
So again, good pressure by the Lobos, forcing London to leave the pocket. He rolls out, but decent coverage as well, especially deep. So he's the only thing he had left to do is just throw it out of bounds. They're going to have to go here on 4th down.
Well, we can look ahead to the Deemers glass shattering hit of the game, and right now, Welcome Chapman, I think, is right now in the driver's seat for that award to be put in his honor. As we'll tell you, if you need glass for your home or business, Deemers Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. Deemers Glass, call 1-888-GLASSMAN. 4th down and 20 as London takes the snap, drops back, trying to set up the screen that is blocked down, knocked away by Jordan Patton.
That screen was very well set up as far as the back with his blockers, but Jordan Patton just played huge here. He read it the whole way, did his job, slid over, knocked down the pass. So it'll go over on downs with just under 5 minutes. Snowflake will take possession here. See if they can run out the clock. At least that's probably what they're going to try to do.
Let's go to the previous possession. Well, the one before the Yellow Jackets were able to get their touchdown. It was Welcome Chapman who looked like he was elevating to knock a potential touchdown reception away from the big Tyler Cox. So he has 2 huge defensive plays as now the Lobos handed this one off as Turley is brought down by the shoestring by Mitchell, and he was gone otherwise.
Yeah, that's a touchdown saving tackle there by Mitchell, but just great running by Turley, and he has lots of room to run through here. He doesn't even get touched until Mitchell gets to him. Great blocking up front.
11-yard gain in a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. The clock moving at 4 minutes and 40 seconds as the Lobos have the ball, leading 22-17 after getting or allowing Blue Ridge to get into the red zone. But again, another empty trip for the Yellow Jackets as Ramage this time hands off Green, going right to left. He runs off some tacklers, now bounces into the outside. He's over the 45 to the 50 and then loses his footing as he gets into Yellow Jacket territory.
Well, great speed to get outside. Initially, he was trying to dive up with his blockers, and then somehow he's able to pop to the outside. No edge contained at all by the Yellow Jackets.
77 yards on 11 carries for Taryn Green. He's joined in the backfield by Brig Turley, who has 136 yards on 15 carries and all 3 Snowflake touchdowns. Coming to the line at the 48. Leading 5, less than 4 minutes to play. Receivers on either side, split backs again, surrounding Ramage, who goes with Turley. He's met in the backfield and brought down. No, he's able to escape, and he's got a lot of green as he reverses his field to the far sideline, picks up some tacklers and cuts it back at the 40. He's over the 30. Went through another tackler before he upends London inside the 20.
That's great running by Turley. You could see a player had him completely wrapped, and there will be a flag. Looks like they're going to bring that back. But a lot of missed tackles by the Yellow Jackets, but you got to credit Turley just being very aggressive with his running, able to blow through those tackles.
They're going to call an illegal blindside block on, I think,
block
Ramage.
in the back, on the run, repeat first down.
Spot foul, just moves it back to the 49 in Snowflake territory. If we could see a replay on that one, I think that it would be identified as questionable. As here, oh no, it's right here. They got Brimhall, who didn't even need to do it, as is so often the case. So now Turley gets this one as he counters right to left, and he's again able to move the pile over the 40 and come pretty close to another first down as he gets this one inside the 40 to the 39.
And again, that Snowflake line just blowing big holes. They're pushing that Blue Ridge defense. You can see them backpedaling. Snowflake just doing an outstanding job with that running game in this possession.
The Yellow Jackets, I believe, have 2 timeouts. Yes, they do, and they're going to have to think about that here pretty quick as there's less than 3 minutes to go. Again, split back, single man on the near side. As Ramage from the shotgun, this time goes Green as he goes right to left. He's in the open field over the 30, still on his feet at the 20, still on his feet at the 10 as he's brought down from behind by London, but not before he gets into the end zone for the score. 38-yard touchdown run for Taryn Green.
Great run by Green, but again, that's all set up by just outstanding blocking at the line of scrimmage. Snowflake, obviously on this possession, their momentum, they're just feeling it, and they just did a great job of moving the ball down the football field to get that score.
28-17. If you go for 2 here, you make it a 13-point ball game, but it looks as if they're going to try to give Crockett another crack. Caleb Lyman will come in to hold. As the snap is a little wide, but Crockett's able to get this one up, and it's true. 29-17 with 2 minutes and 43 seconds remaining. Snowflake is in front after picking up the big stop on the previous possession. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Well, the Yellow Jackets are going to have to work fast as Taryn Green goes 38 yards to make this one a 2-possession ball game. Mitchell is back standing at his 10. He's got Wallace, I think both Wallaces. Oh, Wallace and Garcia at the 20 as this one is kicked big, and, well, they're going to allow this one to bounce into the end zone.
That one came close to dying, close to the goal line, but Blue Ridge will take over at their 20 with just under 3 minutes left. So you got to believe that Snowflake is going to be sending a lot of pressure on just about every down. They're going to try to get to London. As you mentioned, Blue Ridge in a situation here where they're going to have to score quickly if they want to stay in this thing.
Well, they've had a couple of plays, both running and passing, that have gone for about 20 yards, but still nowhere near the big play ability that the Lobos have demonstrated. So they're going to have to get creative, as they're going to send receivers out on either side, and Mitchell will now, no, that's Wallace who's going to leave the backfield. So empty set here for London, who starts moving up in the pocket. Now he's going to leave. Goes over the 25, steps through a tackler at the 30. Now running along the 30 as he gives the straight arm to get out to the 35 and outside to the 38. Picks up 18, but it took an awful lot of time.
Well, it's a good run, and he had a lot of defenders to run through. Number 52 for Snowflake comes off limping. Austin Belisle.
2:23 to go after the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. First down, 29-17. The Lobos are in front, and it's taken a little bit too much time here for the Yellow Jackets. Oh, they couldn't even get set here, but no flags are out. And now it's nearly, oh, it is picked up after it's deflected. Taken away by Taryn Green as he's going to run it back to the 40.
Not a lot of room for that pass to move through. A lot of defenders, and it ends up getting tipped, as you'd mentioned. Tipped interception, and we'll have a Snowflake player down.
It's Payson Carden. And watching the replay here as he comes in and has a big block. Oh, and he kind of ran up his left ankle knee area, and he fell down in a heap in a hurry. As we remind you that the Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center has everything your athlete needs to get back in the game. Payson Carden, 6'1", 187-pound linebacker who is coming in to try to set a block and instead kind of got rolled up. And we can't see. No, they are look like they're tending to his right knee. Well, we will give them a minute here. 2:06 to go. The Snowflake Lobos have just forced their first turnover, and they're leading 29-17, but one of their players is being tended to. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because their prices were affordable. I've learned everything about the hair, skin, and nails. I've gained confidence in what I'm doing, so I'll be successful when I get out in the salon. This is an industry where I'll always have a job, and a job where I can express my creativity and make my own hours. I have transformed my life by coming to NPC.
All right, here comes the run and play with Turley as he gets to the 45 before he is held up. Less than 2 minutes to go. The first Blue Ridge turnover comes at the most inopportune moment when they needed to go 80 yards to get the first of 2 needed scores. Turley now with 163 yards after that carry. And the Yellow Jackets can only stop the clock once more. So what's the strategy here for both sides? Lobos do need to pick up a first down if they want to try to ice.
Just burn the clock out. Keep that running game going. We've seen them have great success with it on their last 2 possessions, especially on that last possession. They just dominated the line of scrimmage, able to punch in for that touchdown. And at this stage of the football game, they just want to keep chipping away at that clock, especially with Blue Ridge now down to their last timeout.
So they can only stop it once more. It would be the greatest of shocks for the Lobos to put this in the air, but they got a man split out wide to the right side, an extra tight end on the line as they hand off to Turley, runs into the line, starts moving to the right side, has a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down as it was nearly stripped away, but he is going to maintain possession. Has the first down, but there the timeout is taken by Blue Ridge, but that's the last time they can stop the clock. And I think that all the Lobos need to do now is just take a knee.
Timeout, Blue Ridge.
So that's their final timeout.
That is the third and final timeout.
That's what I said.
But you said it first.
Yeah.
So you get credit. You get the gold star.
How do the Lobos feel after this win? They were
a big win for them. They were idle last week, right?
Yeah.
So coming off the bye week, it's a big win. It's going to really set them up to obviously carve through the rest of the season. I think their next game is Payson. They go to Payson. So this definitely a big win for the Lobos, assuming they can pull it off, which looks like they will. All they got to do here is just burn out the clock with a few plays.
They're going to come out from the shotgun. And this one, well, now a flag comes in late after Green. They'll start taking knees as this is a face mask whistled.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. Results in a first down.
Now they are going to line up under center and just start taking some knees, it seems. Everybody bunched up at the line as Ramage taking a look and waiting for the back judge to start signaling that time is about to expire. And there he'll take that knee. That's going to make it second down, so he's got to do it once more. As a big win here for the Lobos to run their record to 5-1. And we'll have to wait and see what happened with Winslow, but the Bulldogs were leading Sholo the last we had seen, and that is going to turn into a huge point-gathering win here for the Yellow Jackets, as they have proved here by going over to Snowflake and taking the Lobos deep into the fourth quarter that they have staying power. There's the second knee, and that should make everything else academic. As the final score will be 29-17, Snowflake gets the win. We'll start wrapping it up for you right after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait, including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers, and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
I got this. Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
I chose MPC because it offers good quality education. Ultimately, I want to be a nurse anesthetist. This is the start to that path. And instructors want you to succeed, which is really helpful. I've learned a lot so far in just one semester. It's kind of crazy how much I've learned. Northland Pioneer College is transforming my life by helping me achieve my goals in my career.
Stupid. They're going to lose.
Hey, do you guys have a Sholo score?
This has been Sholo Ford's...
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
29-17 final as Snowflake is able to defend its turf and knock off the Yellow Jackets. Blue Ridge comes into this one number 5 in the first power ranking. Snowflake 7 and poised to start moving forward. Took a huge effort from P.J. London to keep it close. In the losing effort, he winds up going 12 of 23 for 190 yards, including one passing touchdown. His rushing numbers are hurt because of some big sacks where the Lobos had some opportunities, but London using quick feet and was able to extend plays and keep his eyes down the field, but just couldn't make enough of them as the Lobo defense made some adjustments by really breaking down the tackles before they had over-pursued. How difficult is that as an approach for a young person? Usually they see an opportunity and they're inclined to just rush out there and take it.
Yeah, they go to the player, right? They go to the ball, and they go as fast as they can, and a smart runner like London, they'll put moves on them, obviously, to get around them. But in the second half, obviously, it was something they talked about at halftime, I'm guessing, in the locker room. And you could just see the defenders be a little bit more patient. They were also staying in their lanes a little better and not letting London pinch out real quick. They were kind of keeping them in the middle of the field a lot better. So that narrows your target zone quite a bit for a defensive player.
A little bit of a different approach here began with that push ridge game where Brig Turley and Taryn Green had become the focal point of the Snowflake attack. And just as had happened in their last game before the bye, Brig Turley with 170 yards on 18 carries, including 3 touchdowns. One of them came in the air. And Taryn Green with 115 yards, 38 of them coming on his last carry when he was able to get it in the end zone to ice. Otherwise, Ethan Ramage didn't really throw the ball much at all in the second half. He just went 0 for 3, but prior to that, 6 for 10 for all 77 of his yards. But if you can run the ball like this, there really isn't many reasons to open it up.
Yeah, Snowflake just, and we talked at the top of the game how, the line of scrimmage play, the offensive line play would be a big key, and that certainly turned out to be the case for the Lobos tonight.
So the final is 29-17, and we'll send it down to senior field correspondent Ron Everingham, who's got a couple of these victorious Lobos.
Yeah, a couple of big smiles down here. That was a tough-fought game. Congratulations. Talk a little bit about your defense as you got a big sack tonight. What did Blue Ridge do that was different for you guys?
They just came out and they put the ball on the ground. Like, they made it happen. And our defense stepped up and did what we usually do, and that's make plays.
Briggs, you had 3 touchdowns on the night. Talk a little bit about your offense, what made it click. Coming in, your game plan for tonight, what made it click for you guys?
We just came in planning to run the ball just as usual. Blue Ridge is a tough team. They came to play just like they do every year. They definitely aren't afraid of us, and they showed that tonight. But as far as our offense went, our line, they did outstanding. They couldn't be stopped, and that's why we were picking up those big runs. We can't take much credit in the backfield. Those guys up front, they were opening up those holes, and it was just wide open every time. So shout out to those guys. They did great.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, guys. Great win for you guys. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Ron.
All right.
You might have remembered last week when Brig Turley was identified by his running back mate, Taryn Green, as a freaking beast.
Yeah.
Did he earn that moniker again today?
Pretty much. I think so, yeah.
Well, we already just let you know this one, but his 170 yards and 3 touchdowns has Brig the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Player of the Game. For the best selection of hiking, hunting, fishing, camping gear on the mountain, go to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports south of Pine Top on Highway 260.
And on his cue, I'll take the initiative here and give props to the offensive line because he's right. They did an outstanding job as well tonight.
Well, we had talked about the size advantage that the Lobos have, and it really seems as the game wore on, that was really becoming more and more manifest.
For sure.
We got a couple other things we got to tell you about, including the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, Live to Smile, Love Your Smile, and we're going to go back down to the field where Welcome Chapman was one of our interviewees, as he had 2 huge plays, but the biggest of which came when they were really needing a stop. Blue Ridge felt like they played so much of the second half deep into Snowflake territory, and it just seemed like a matter of time before they bust through. But instead, Chapman comes off the edge on a cornerback blitz and is able to bring down London, which was not easy to do. And that really was the last gasp that the Yellow Jackets were going to have.
And if I remember right, that was the possession, Blue Ridge possession right after that safety, which looked like it could potentially be the play of the game because it looked like it might have shifted a little bit of momentum back in the Blue Ridge direction. But, yeah, definitely that sack by Chapman was huge for the Lobos and really just kind of put the kibosh on any later drives by the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets.
That was actually the Deemer's glass-shattering hit of the game. We needed to, so let me read that line here really quick. The Deemer's glass-shattering hit of the game is brought to you by Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. It is hands down the best place to call when you need some glass. Quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass. Call 1-888-GLASSMAN. The play of the game, we're going over to Taryn Green, who was 38 yards out. It looked as if the Lobos were going to be content if they could just try to grind this one out, leading 5. And instead, Green got a little bit of a crease that he was able to explode through, ran through a couple of tacklers, had to carry P.J. London into the end zone, who was trying desperately to get the ball away and draw a fumble. Instead, he's able to take it in for the game-icing touchdown. Taryn Green with that 38-yard score is the straight line play of the game. So there's Beeler Orthodontics. Live to Smile. Love Your Smile. As we look forward now to the way that before we do that, actually, let's put that juicy scoreboard back up as we can get a little bit of closure, particularly on the Sholo ball game, which is, again, great news for both Blue Ridge and Snowflake, as Blue Ridge started its season against the now 6-1 Winslow Bulldogs, and Snowflake will complete its season against the same team. Lots of power points to be had there, potentially.
Yeah, and after the early loss, as you'd mentioned, Winslow losing to Blue Ridge, the first football game of the season for both of them, they've obviously come back very strong with a big win tonight against Sholo.
Also got Round Valley knocking off St. John's 21-7 and a big win and rebound for the Elk as they were trying to recover after losing to Phoenix Christian. Payson knocks off Holbrook 62-16, and I'll just say all over Pinion 58-14. All over.
Go Falcons.
Did I give it enough juice?
Yeah, that was good.
All right,
yeah.
Making up for it.
Much better.
As we will be with you again next week in another big one, as Sholo is making the trip down to Blue Ridge, as the Yellow Jackets are going to be looking to recover after a really spirited effort here against Snowflake. There's really nothing for Blue Ridge to feel badly about.
No, I mean, what killed them, I think, is those penalties when they had drives that I think they went into the red zone 3 times in that second half against us into Snowflake's red zone and just could not convert. And that's obviously something that kept them, from keeping it close, especially in that fourth quarter when Snowflake started turning on the gas. But, no, they played very well. I mean, at halftime it was a 1-point football game, and I'm not sure there were a lot of folks that were expecting that. So they definitely have a lot to feel good about. Just, the running game is going to be a huge key for them. But Sholo also coming off a loss, obviously, tonight. That they're going to be – anytime Sholo and Blue Ridge get together, it's going to be a barn burner. So both teams – will come ready to play for sure.
All right, last call here at Snowflake High School, 29-17. The Lobos win. For Punt Cooley and Ron Everingham and everybody who's bringing you the audio and video, I'm Derek Palmer. We'll be back with you next week at Blue Ridge. Have a great weekend.
This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, Octopus Car Wash, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, and Little Bluebird Studios. And now, Show Low Ford presents high school football on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.